And we're live. Q4 earnings 2025. We all know what's going to be. Okay, before I get too much into it, let me know in the chat if my sound is good, if my quality, if my video quality is good. I don't want to sound like a chipmunk, like like how it is sometimes. So let me know if I do sound good or not. Like how it is sometimes. So let me know if I do sound good. Am I a little frozen? Am I a little frozen? I'm just double checking everything to make sure everything. And add myself back again. Am I frozen? No video, frozen. Oh wow, this happens sometimes. Let me see. All right, how about now? How about now? How about now? I did it. I did do some refreshing. How's that? Am I laggy? It is stormy here in Kuwait, so I think I'm a little laggy, right? I think I'm a little laggy. Yeah, you're not moving. It's slow. Okay, let me switch up my internet again. Ah, so annoying. I don't know why. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. I hate this. I don't like it. And my internet's full too. I don't get it. Oh, let me just switch it to like another internet, for example. 1 second. Let me switch it to this. Okay, now. How about now? How am I? Wow, am I frozen? It looks weird, bro. Okay, how's that? How do I look? Is it good? Am I no longer frozen? Am I good to go? Am I all right, cool. It's weird. It's weird. I have full bars. I have full flipping bars. All right, cool. I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Ah, weird. Really weird. Everything is fast for me, but this is, I don't know why. Looks like my internet doesn't like. Anyways, back to this. By the way, if this stream gets cut off for some odd reason, there's a storm going on right now. A lot of storm going on. So don't think I'm abandoning you guys or anything, but I doubt it. I don't think the storm's really gonna do anything. So how you doing? It's Q4 earnings. We know it's not gonna be good. It was more towards the guidance. We know that. We know that. And it's gonna continue until Q2. Hopefully not. Hopefully Q3 is that iffy quarter, and then Q4 we get a much better quarter. But as you guys know, the stock is pretty high. I mean, it's over $400 per share. Despite that, this year we're probably going to get a revenue, not revenue, earnings being 30 up to 30% less than last year's. It's a phenomenon I've never seen before. Could be okay. Yeah, you're right. It could be a shocker earnings. It could be a shocker earnings. We will see what happens, but don't get your hopes up for that. Yes. Did you change from 42 cents? No. So this 44 cents is what we have to beat. I'm at 42 cents. Look, guys, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Why aren't you guys showing up on chats? There we go. You guys show up there. There we go. Look, here's the thing. I don't, I don't, the earnings don't matter because the street and analysts, they want to see what guidance is. That's it. That's the main thing. That's the main thing, right? So 44 cents is what we have to beat. That's what we have to beat. As long as the stock goes up, I mean, until when? Until what? Right? That's the question that I've got. That is the only question that I've got. So let's take a look. I got a second monitor here, so I'm pretty happy. I can look at the chats. I can look here. Flipping amazing. So the stock right now is at 433, sticking flat, right? I mean, down for the week again, sticking flat. Year 6% down. Year to date, only 1% down. 1 year you're up 9%. 5 years you're up 64%. And of course, max. It's max. We can't really do much about that. So let's take a look of what pretty much everyone in this flippin'. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Let me zoom in. There we go. I think this is better. Come on, zoom in even more. There we go. That's better. We can see more of this. So we've got the look. As you guys can see, everybody. I think Matt Smith came out as well. I think he was saying 40 cents as well. So everybody is saying below the consensus of 44 cents. And you know what's crazy, guys? When this happens, this means that there's a beat. I don't know. It's just a phenomenon we have, right? But it's the first time I'm seeing everyone in line saying 42 cents, even Grok, right? But James Stevenson, James Smith, no, is he's saying 40 cents and Troy is saying 39 cents, right? So again, this is not a good look for the overall EPS on an annual basis. That means, guys, that means that the PE, as you guys can see here, let me just zoom in here as well. It's much better if I just zoom in here and all of it. There we go. The PE you guys see here, right? 290. To withhold the same stock price, we need a PE of like 350 or something like that, which is insane, right? But again, if Elon comes out, right? I'll say this: if Elon comes out and he says everything's on track, maybe sooner than ever, then the stock will probably be in the green, because that's what Wall Street cares about. But if he comes out and says, guys, it's delayed, that's it. That's it. I think we can probably see the stock go maybe in the high 300s, and that's a good time to start dollar cost averaging in, right? But nothing's financial advice, but for the long term, I think that's a good, good I guess you could say a good price to dollar cost average in my opinion. But as about the call, need confident and focused Elon today. Yes, I think he's going to be pretty upbeat and in a good mood. And if that's the case, then we're going to see a lot of good stuff happening. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on this to see what's going on with the, I don't know if I can do two screens here. If I can I do two screens? Let me double check. Video file, slides, extra. No, I can only screen share once. Because StreamYard is like this, a little bit weird. But I think he being in a good mood, which I think he is going to be in a good mood, it's going to be good for the stock because he's going to say a lot of good things. I hope not. I mean, over promises, him, but I think he's going to say a lot of good things. Robotaxi coming to UK soon. Now that's Waymo can't do that. What's the other one? Uber and the other guys can't do that, right? You can't just deploy in another country like that. But coming in the UK, Sweden just approved FSD testing. So that's really good. Pejjy, Tesla to infinity and beyond for the long term, of course. So right now the stock is, can I even zoom in even more here? Oh no, I can't. Anyways, maybe, you know what? Screw it. I'll just go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is always the best place to go. Yahoo Finance is always clutch when it comes to these things. They're always, there we go. That's much better. Come on. Loading Tesla chart. There we go. So yeah. We've got until markets closing in about 13 minutes. So comment down below. What is your estimate? Neil, whoa, there you are. Neil, my man, I'm waiting for my streak. No more ramen. Hey man, we'll see what happens with that. I know a lot of people are talking about SpaceX. I'm debating, should I save more money to buy more Tesla stock, or should I save it when SpaceX IPOs, because I do want to have a healthy shares of SpaceX. So that will definitely impact. I think the rumors are that it's going to happen on Elon's birthday, which is June 28th, SpaceX IPO. And I do think that Tesla stock could get hit, because I know a lot of investors would actually sell some Tesla stock to buy some SpaceX. No doubt about that at all. But I guess we'll talk about that. Let me know. Will you guys buy SpaceX stocks? I'm sure majority of you guys who are buying into Tesla do want to have some stake in SpaceX. Let's talk about that thing can be 100x from where it is now, which is absolutely nuts, right? So, let me see something here. Refreshing it here. No need to refresh it because we're still not done. We're still not done here. Yeah. So yes, 100%. Good stuff. Love it. Absolutely love it. There was something that I did want to mention, but I totally just poof went off. Let me think. Why? SpaceX don't really have competition. You're right. SpaceX doesn't really have competition. I mean, that's a very it's a hard thing to compete against SpaceX. I would even say Tesla robotaxi stuff. There's really no competition for that either. That's their biggest moat. Optimus bots. I mean, there's more competition for Optimus bots than there is for robotaxis, if you ask me. But when it comes to robotaxis, Tesla's the only one that has a real world AI. They're the only ones um, that can scale the way that they can scale, that they can deploy Tesla the way that they can deploy. So people talking about Nvidia and Waymo and all these other guys, I don't know, man. By the time they get their thing solved and up and running, Tesla's gonna have millions of robotaxis everywhere. I'll just say that if you're really concerned about competition, right? Yes, sell Tesla stock, buy SpaceX. Yeah, I'm not selling any of my Tesla stock. I'll sell. I mean, no sell. I'm using fresh funds to buy SpaceX because, hey man, this thing is coming up. The flipping cyber cap is coming up. That is very important for my thesis. That's what I need to see scales. Once we see that thing scaling, I think I can see Tesla being in the multiple of trillions, no doubt about that. Okay, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, podcasts. One is going to be dropped in this for members only. I think it'll be up and running tomorrow, um, but it'll be up and running for everybody on Sunday. I had a technical analysis on my channel. This dude got it right 2 times. He called the bottom right, and he called last year hitting 42069, and he's very credible in my opinion. And he says some interesting numbers for this year. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. That's coming for that. So let's see some. I do want to. I do want to. I don't know. I still write Twitter on this thing. I want to see what the market is saying with this stuff, right? What is the market saying? Yeah, let's see. Everyone, everyone, everybody, everywhere should boycott Tesla products. Why I sold my Tesla? Yeah, this dude, this Jerry Ring, this guy's been wrong on everything. So I wouldn't. See what he's doing, and he's been wrong on flipping everything. This you. Everybody knows that Tesla self-driving is glitchy. I love James Stevenson. He gets on these guys good. That Tesla self-driving tech is glitchy, and there is no regulatory framework or proposed legislation on the table to allow self-driving robotaxis. Is this the final fraudulent Tesla stock pump in the midst of falling demand and broken growth narrative? And that's where he said it, pretty much the bottom, calling the bottom. And then the stock has risen. What is that? Well, that's what we call that 160, 150. Yeah, 150 and almost at 500. I mean, that's very embarrassing. But these Tesla bears are always embarrassing. What can you do? Tesla hodler, I just randomly thought of a way you could help us. $100 million. My God. Oh my God. I don't know what's with these posts with these chicks. Breaking SpaceX targeting. Yep, that's right. This is pretty, Phil. This is pretty interesting. You get much interesting programming language. What's this? Oh, okay. Tesla to introduce new automations app in China and maybe eventually other regions, letting users create custom animations. Yeah, the integration is great. The first Tesla earnings call of unsupervised era. That's what I mean. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with this. All right, we have Jonathan. You're saying that Fed Jerome Powell's speech has no effect on Tesla today, but probably will be sell the news event after the earnings call. It all depends on Elon's mood. I mean, that's the thing with this stuff, right? It all depends on Elon's mood. So let's see. We shall see. We shall see. Oh my God, all these robots. This has to be AI, right? I don't think this is AI. That is crazy. What? That is crazy. Wow. Welcome to the new era, guys, with these robots. Like, wow, yeah, exactly. Jesus. This is crazy. Okay, so I want to see who's right on this and who ain't, on this thing right here. It's gonna be interesting to see. Let me guys show you guys my numbers. I made it public already, so that's okay. In subs, I think it's this one right here. Yes. So here's my numbers. Here's my little breakdown when it comes to this stuff. So I'm expecting the revenue. Oh, do we have time? Yeah, we have time. Yeah. I'm expecting the revenue to be $3.8 billion. I'm also expecting sorry, that's energy. That's total energy revenue, $3.8 billion, which is a record, and profits are around 1.1.5 billion in gross profits in energy. So total revenue a little over $25 billion, which is higher than much higher, not much higher, just a little bit higher than Wall Street estimates. We also have if everything's looking good right here. Yes, right. Is it? Just making sure it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. And then we have a net income gap over 1 billion and non-gap of 1.5 billion. Free of cash flow. I think we're going to see free of cash flow, which is very important. We're going to see Tesla's cash increase, which is very important. But at the end of it, guys, look this. Look at the blue. Look at the blue part right here. Total revenue last 4 quarters, not even 100 billion. $95 billion, and net income for the last 4 quarters together, I'm expecting it to be around 4.2 billion, right? Which means even if it's like 1 billion more, we're still down from last year quite a bit, right? Operating margin 4.7%. But this is my estimate. Let's see what's going to happen in about 5 minutes or 4 minutes when it's about to be released. But this is my estimate, 42 cents. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a miss. And usually when I think it's a miss, not me, but usually when we have the whole Tesla community thinking that it's a miss, because that's what it is. Analyst 44, everyone is saying it's a miss. I mean, it's a beat. You love the irony here? The irony is insane. Is Tesla stock going up or down after the close today, bro? I don't know. It all depends on Elon. All depends on what he says. I don't think earnings really care about, Wall Street care about earnings, right? Unless it's extremely bad. But I don't think they really care about it. I think they care about, is everything on track? Is everything on track? And I think that's what, what's mainly the, the case. I have 100 shares planning to sell at 2035. Yep, can't go wrong. Holding it long term, cannot go wrong. I'm holding it until 2030, and then I'll reassess because I have bought in 2020. And I think by 2030, if Tesla has gone up to, let's say, above $2,500 per share, I may have to think about, switching some stuff. That's what I'm saying. But that's another 4 years from now, right? Or maybe end of 2030. So a little more than 4 years from now. Do you think they'll discuss hardware 4.5? Yes, I think they will. 100%. Hi, unfortunately, I'm tired of waiting. I sold my Tesla shares to buy Verdix. Since the beginning of the year, it's up 18%. Verdix, what is this? I think this Verdix thing, Verdix fitness spa. What the hell is this? What is Verdix? Pharmaceutical? I mean, come on. This is one whole different sector. Pharmaceuticals do good long term, but haha, look at that, only 10,000%, and that's since 1991. You want to see Tesla? Check this out. All times, Tesla max 34,000. So a long-term investor, Tesla is a better investment than this other Vortex, whatever it's called. So no, thank you. You could continue doing that. Do you think if SpaceX IPO is not to buy straight away, as the price will probably be high, then drop back? Yeah, I mean the hype is gonna be real. Let's put this: the hype is gonna be extremely real when it comes to what's it called? When it comes to what happened here? There we go. When it comes to SpaceX, the hype is gonna be really real. It's going to be insane. We will see. I mean, An IPO of 1.5 trillion, guys. That is not a joke. That that's the most in history. And I do believe, I do believe that Tesla stock would get slammed on that day because we'll see a lot of people selling the stock and buying SpaceX. Ideal situation is the stock runs up to 700 and then crashes back down to 500 once everyone sells. But that's until June, so we'll see what happens until then. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to until then. So just making sure everything's working. So yeah, that's what I think about that, about the SpaceX. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy it on the day of the IPO. That's gonna be another 10-year investment for me, because that's how I do when I buy a stock that I'm going to be going all in on. I will be holding it for at least 10 years. So if I buy it this year, I will reassess it back in 2036 for Tesla. No, for SpaceX. For Tesla, my deadline is 2030. Then we'll talk about what we're gonna do. What's going on, Stingray? Hope all is great. Bitcoin or SpaceX? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Bitcoin is a good long-term investment too. I mean, you've seen gold. That's gonna come for Bitcoin too, sooner or later. Hi everyone. Is it okay, guys? It's closed. Market is closed. I'm hoping for some good news. Another red day. What do you mean another red day, bro? It's only a little bit. All right, let's go through this thing. Let me see if I can keep refreshing this. Let me see what's going on. All right, come on. We need to see what's going on. All right, they should be releasing it any minute now. Any minute now. They should be releasing it any minute now. Come on. This is what earnings? Yeah, this is what they're expecting. Wall Street expecting 44, as you guys can see in the billboard behind me, 44. Good that they added that. Yep, refreshing it. I'm refreshing, man. I'm refreshing. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Argentina. You're from. Hi, Pejjy. Pejjy. It's Pejjy, my man. Listening to you from Argentina. Nice. What's the time there right now? Right now, it's midnight where I am because I'm in the Middle East. I'm a little bit tired too. This is normal for me, right? Refresh. Refreshing, man. I'm refreshing. It's time. It's time. Crack them knuckles. It's time. It's time to see the disappointing numbers. Or maybe a surprising number. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. Come on. Come on. Let's end this year. Refresh faster, bro. I'm refreshing. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. And how long do we have until they go live? 87 minutes. So, all right, we got about an hour after that. Let's see. Come on. Come on. This is the worst part, you know? It's just like you got to keep sitting and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. Oh my God. Refresh, 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 refresh. No change. Come on, come on. You need Starlink connection. What do you mean I need Starlink connection? Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. No, I'm sure I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. I need Starlink. Honestly, I've been thinking about it, but the problem is that I need to be in open space to have it, and I'm in a apartment complex, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But yeah, Starlink is Starlink is amazing. I love Starlink. Come on now, come on now, come on now. Let me know if you guys let me know if it was. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Don't need to let me know. I gotta let you know. Here we go. What? Oh, come on. I guess it's fresh. It's fresh. Come on. Download, boy. I'm afraid I can't do that. What? What? What is this? Come on. Why is it 404? Let me go to press release. Maybe I can get it from there. No. Come on. What? What is this? It's broken. Everyone's trying to like, there you go, continue reading. Releases, okay, yes, I know you released it, but I can't freaking download it. What the heck, bro? What is this? What? Hold on, let me try something else. Let me try from a different angle. Let me try from here. Come on, let me see if I can do it from here. If I can do it from here, great. If I can't do it from here, no, I'm having the same issues here. Are you guys having the same issues? Let me know. My God, where's your comments? It just went away. Calm down, it will work. I know it will work. Link is broken. Is everybody saying the same thing? On X, everybody saying the same thing? Come on, refresh it. There we go. 69 posts, love it. Oh, come on. I'm not seeing anything go on here. Oh, let's try this again, right? Let's try this again. Let me remove that. Let me refresh that. Come on. Something's not right here. Something ain't right. Guys, let me know in the comments. Because look, this one works. I mean, the Q3 works for me, right? So it's not anything to do with my thing. So I guess it's I guess it's everybody. Yeah. Q2 works. I gotta plug in my thing. Oh boy. There it is. Let me try this again. Let me go back. Now Prens Conference. Let's go to download here. Q3 works for me. Beat. You're kidding me. Tesla beat it. 50 EPS. My God. But why? Why isn't it? Why? Come on. This. Come on. So apparently I'm seeing here it's been a beat. Tesla going up. What's the stock right now? Pre-market. Let's refresh it. Wow, that's refreshing. Let me try this again. Oh my God. 1% up. Nice. Cool. But dude, come on. Let me see the numbers, man. This is ridiculous. Ugh. I'm afraid I can't do that. Join and start support help. Wow. I'm honestly kind of a little bit annoyed because this is ridiculous. Let me see if I can find it in another in Q4 earnings PDF. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. 2025. Come on, let me see. Come on. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is weird. Absolutely weird. If you guys have the link or something that's already there, please let me know because it's just not working for me. What the heck, man? Q3 works for me, but Q4 is not working for me, man. I want to read the whole report. Damn it, this is really triggering me a little bit. Wow, look at whoa, 3%, 4%, stocks going up like crazy. Insane. Everyone's having issues, so it's not just me. Thank God. Yeah, I think someone. So okay, wait, but hold on. How does Sawyer Merritt get it? What's with these pictures with these chicks, man? Like God. Anyways, where is it? Let me go to Sawyer Merritt. Let me see the numbers. Okay. See, he has it. He can access it, but I can't access it. What the hell? This is so stupid. Dude, finally, for crying out loud. Jeez. Okay, all right. Here we go, guys. I think we've already I'm going to hide this because I want you guys to see the whole thing, right? There we go. All right. We know it's a beat, right? So let's do this. All right. Profitability, 4.4 gap operating income in 2025, 1.4 billion in Q4. Nice. 3.8 billion in gap net income in 2025. That is good. 3.8 billion? Oh, all of 2025, 800 billion. Okay, this makes more sense. So lower, less than my number. Okay. Net income 2025, 1.8 billion Q4. Okay, non-gap. Wow, the non-gap is massive. What's going on here? Operating cash flow of 14.7. Okay, and we have 3.8 billion Q4, which is really good. We have free cash flow of 6.2 billion in all of 2025, 1.4 billion Q4, 6.5 billion increase in our cash and investment 2025 to 44 billion. Okay, what was your cash for Q4? Just 1.4? Okay. All right. Began removing safety models from our robotaxi in Austin in January. Record Q4 and 4-year 2025 energy storage deployments. Record vehicle deliveries in Asia Pacific and Africa, I think it is. Yes. Nice. All right. 2025 marked. Let me go ahead and, go more down so you guys can see. There we go. 2025 marked a critical year for Tesla as we further expanded our mission and continued our transition from a hardware-centric business to a physical AI company. If you guys been part of that, if you guys been part of the Tesla community, watching my videos for some time, you guys already know that Tesla ain't a car company. We laid the foundation for future of Tesla as we further advanced FSD supervised, launched our robotaxi service, began installing production lines for Cybercab, and fine-tuned our production primed Optimus design while expanding our AI training infrastructure. Our approach to autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots mirrors the way we approached electric vehicles and energy storage at the system level, where we identify the limiting factor and develop bespoke and scalable solutions: batteries, power electronics, inverters, software, AI silicon, and etc. To optimize for cost, functionality, efficiency, and safety. Our vertical integration has enabled us to achieve economies of scale in a profitable manner, quickly troubleshooting bottlenecks in production, and inadvertently optimize our technology is more rapid than others. Okay, cool. In 2025, we completed the refresh of our vehicle lineup with the vehicle launch of the new Model Y, including additional variants. We believe that maintaining an optimized and efficient product portfolio with a continued focus on high-value features such as long-range, best-in-class software and autonomy is the correct strategy to win the autos market for the future. Similarly, we continued to evolve our energy offerings for commercial, utility, and retail customers as we position ourselves as a supplier of choice for clean, affordable, rapidly deployable energy capacity ahead of expected sustained demand growth for electricity. In 2026, I'm sorry guys, I'm too excited. I want to see the numbers. In 2026, we will further invest in the infrastructure needed to support clean energy and transport and autonomous robots, including the ramp of 6 new production lines across vehicle, robots, energy storage, battery manufacturing, while further leveraging our existing factory, charging, and service center footprint to support future growth. Talking about that, come to Kuwait already. Dude, come to flipping Kuwait, man. Okay. Let's see the numbers. Let's zoom out a bit. Let's see the numbers. All right. Let me go ahead and make this 80% so we can get more of a, more of a better feel. There we go. So total vehicles, 17.69 billion, which is amazing. Total revenues of 24.9 billion. Total gross profit of 5 billion. Okay. Total GAAP gross margin of 20%, higher than I estimated, which is really good. Operating expenses, 3.6 billion. Okay, so more than I expected. Actually, this was my first number. Then I brought it down because I thought there was like one-time fees here, but doesn't matter. Income from operations, 1.4 billion. Operating margin of 5.7 billion. Nice. Adjusted EBITDA, 4.1 billion. Adjusted EBITDA margin, 16.7%. Net income gap of 840 million, and a non-gap of 1.76. Why was there a non-gap of 1.76? I need to figure this out. And yeah, the EPS for Gap is 24 cents, guys. I was expecting 30 cents, below that, but non-Gap of 50 cents. That's good. That means the PE is going to go actually a bit lower to maintain this price, which is good. Net cash provided by the operating activities, 3.8 billion. Capital expenditure, 2.4 billion. Free of cash, 1.4 billion. Now cash over $44 billion. Sheesh. So I gotta say this. I can't believe it, but Tesla actually beat earnings. 50 cents versus 44. Let's go. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's nice. And the stock is doing what? Stock is up 3%. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Let's flip and go. Let's flip and go. I'm that pretty exciting. Exciting stuff. Okay. Moving on to financial report. This is yearly. Okay. I mean, sure. We don't really need to look here. Let's keep going here. Production, other models. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's what I was looking forward. And they brought it. Active FSC subscriptions to the million. 1.1 million active subscriptions. Tesla reports 1.1 million active FSD subscriptions. I'm so excited. I can't even flip in. Come on. Subscriptions. There we go. What am I missing here? Whatever. Subscriptions. That's what I want. This is what I want. This is what I flipping want. I want this number. This is what I want. Sheesh. Hell yeah. Finally. 8.9 million vehicles accumulative. That's also amazing that they have this number here. I don't have to do the numbers every single time, every single quarter. They do it. They have it here, which is amazing. Oh, this is nice. 1.1 million subscriptions. So active subscriptions, does this also include the one-time fee? No, it does not. It does not. Let's do quick math, guys. Calculator. Where's the calculator? There it is. Let's do a quick. Okay, 1.1. Come on now. Why can't I? Come on. I can't use the darn thing. Whatever. I'll just use this free online. Bad calculator. Whatever. Okay. Can I? There we go. Finally, 1.1 million, 110,000. That's it. $99 a month. That's about 1.1 million. That's about 10 million, right? Times, that's about $1.3 billion that's coming from flipping revenue from FSD subscription. I would say 80% of that is like, profits, which is over $1 billion, which is amazing, which is absolutely amazing. That's good stuff. Look at that, huh? 0.8, 0.8, 0.9, 10, 11. I love this a lot. Total end of quarter operating lease new vehicle counts. Operating lease 163,000. Okay. Global vehicle revenue days of supply, which is 15. Nice. That's nice. That's really good. I mean, Q1 is not going to be good, right? But this is good. Q4 is good, right? Energy storage 14.2%, 29% year over year. That's amazing. This, I want to point out to this, guys, right here, this number right here. We're going to see a massive explosion on this one this year. I guarantee you that. I think by end of this year, we'll probably have 2 million or more, maybe more than that. Just how good this FSD is. Absolutely amazing. Okay, we've got operational income. Okay, this is just for the full year. Superchargers. Oh, this is good. 20% growth year over year for superchargers. Wow, they went from, this is insane. So, all right, that's connectors, stations, 3.5 to 4.6 to 5.9, 6.9 to 8. Holy jeez. They skipped 7. They skipped 7,000 here. That's insane. Let's go, man. Let's go. Page 12. You're telling me to check page 12. I'm getting there, my man. Just let me absorb this like a sponge, like a sponge. Let me absorb this like a sponge. All right. Page 8. Okay. So this chart right here, tooling for Cybercab and tooling for Tesla Semi. Remember, Cybertruck, when they were saying tooling, Elon did also say that Cybercab is going to happen in April. We're going to hear a lot about that in the earnings call, so that's going to be really good. Wow, good stuff. Okay, production. No difference here. No difference. Oh, this is new. Energy, design development. Okay, energy generation and storage. Mega pack. This is good. Oh, I love this. I love. Oh wow, we have robotics here too under construction. I'm gonna take this off. Oh, this is good stuff. This is a good report already. I love it. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing, bro. Look at this. Okay, California mega pack 40 gigawatt hours, and Nevada Powerwall 6. Oh, this is good. We're finally get some numbers. More than 6. Shanghai 40 mega pack. This is also under construction. This is good in Texas, which is in Houston. Oh, this is nice. What's the stock right now? Oh god. Oh my god. Shout out to you know what? Let me just write this here. I have to write this here because I have to write this here. Shout out to everyone who bought before today, before now, who bought Tesla before now. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh my god. Yeah, I still can't believe that they beat it. I still can't believe they beat it. I mean, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I'll show you guys this before I move on because I'm just so excited, right? And look, let's take our time. Let's take our time because when are we starting earnings call? We're not starting it for another hour, so let's just chill. Let's just take our time. Let's absorb everything correctly. This is what I said. This is the first time I've seen everyone pretty much in line. Also, everyone is also estimating it's going to be a miss, so it's most likely going to be a beat. And guess what? It was a flipping beat. It's flipping. I love it. 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 This is I love it. Okay. I saw some stuff. I'm gonna unsee it. Okay. Automotive. While automotive sales declined sequentially, gross margin, even when excluding the impact of regulatory credits, improved. Gross margin improved, excluding regulatory credits. Okay. The APAC region continued to show strength across multiple markets and set a record for deliveries in the quarter. We continued the rollout of Model Y variants across markets in Q4, including the standard and performance versions. Preparations continue in North America for the production ramps of Tesla Semi and Cybercab, both commencing first half of 2026, Semi and Cybercab, and production of the next generation Roadster. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Energy generation and storage, we achieved our highest quarterly energy storage deployments, driven by record megapack deployments. Total gross profit rose both sequentially and year over year to a record of $1.1 billion, marking the 5th consecutive record quarter. We plan to begin Megapack 3 and Mega Block production at Megapack 3 Houston in 2026. In 2025, our global Powerwall network supported more than 89,000 virtual power plants events across over 1 million installed units, allowing homeowners to save over $1 billion in electricity bills as virtual power plant participation continues to scale. That is insane. Robotics, love it. We have robotics here. We made further progress on the Optimus program in 2025. In Q1 of this year, we plan to unveil the Gen 3 version. In Q1 this year. Yeah, so that's February or March. Okay, good. The Gen 3 version of Optimus, which will include major upgrades from version 2.5, including our latest hand design. The Gen 3 is our first design meant for mass production. Preparations are underway for the first production line, including supply chain readiness, with start of production planned before the end of 2026, and eventually planned a capacity of 1 million robots per year. I love that. I love that. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, I'm seeing some comments here. I'm getting to that. All right. Okay, we have this now. Installed annual capacity. We have Texas Cortex 1, 100K H100E, Cortex 2 construction, battery manufacturing, Texas 40X680. Wow, that's nice. This is good. This is really good data. Really good data. We have existing capacity of Tesla AI training compute ramping H100 equivalents. They're expecting by mid-June to do more than double. Oh, that is insane. That is insane. I need more Tesla stock. I know I bought like in January I bought a little over 100 shares overall. I still need more Tesla stock. This is insane. Okay, AI training compute. We are currently building Cortex 2 at Gigafactory, Texas to further increase our AI training compute capacity. In the first half of 2026, we plan to more than double the size of on-site compute in Texas. In terms of H100 equivalents, we aim to maximize capital efficiency by scaling training compute judiciously. Whatever. I know what this word is, but interesting way of me saying it. Including when the training backlog gets too long or in anticipation of greater demand from our engineers to support our AI related offerings. Cool. Battery. Our lithium refinery commenced pilot production is the first spodumene, I think, to lithium hydroxide refinery in North America, leveraging a simpler, cheaper, and more environmentally friendly process. The refinery enables us to domestically produce critical minerals in support of energy storage, battery manufacturing, and ultimately for EV growth. In other words, vertically integration. Okay, we have begun to produce battery packs for certain Model Ys with our 4680 cells, unlocking an additional vector of supply to help navigate increasingly complex supply chain challenges caused by trade barriers and tariff risks. We now produce dry electrode for 4680 cells with both anode and cathode made in Austin. I know I'm butchering these names. Just bear with me. It's like 1 a.m. here almost. We expect both domestic cathode minerals in Texas and LFP lines in Nevada to begin production in 2026. Other supporting infrastructure, we continue to efficiently utilize our existing physical footprint in North America with targeted augmentation to support the rollout of robotaxi, while in the short term, operational work streams such as charging, cleaning, and maintenance can be managed through our existing charging network, service centers, and sales and delivery locations. We will have to add more capacity as the service expands. We added over 3,800 net new supercharging stalls, growing the network 19% year over year. Voila. Number 10, guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. When is Elon speaking? He's speaking in about, I think, 1 hour time. Yeah, 1 hour time. So there's time. There's no rush. Let's absorb this. Let's absorb this, right? And they're saying here that we're going to be more integrated here, vertically integrated. We have AI compute happening. We're going to continue building our infrastructure, kind of like that. So this is insane, right? Let's take a look at the chart here. FSD miles on version 14 and beyond, FSD miles on version 11 and before. That's look at that. Over 7 billion. That's crazy. The exponential growth is insane. It's insane. Thank you, Carl. Love ya. Love ya. So AI software, let's talk about this. We continue to enhance FSD supervised via our end-to-end foundation model trained on both customer and robotaxi real-world data with our latest version 14 FSD supervised, increasingly provides safety and convenience functionality that can relieve drivers of many tedious and potentially dangerous aspect of road travel, including giving access to personal transport for those who otherwise have difficulty driving. Version 14 offers unparalleled driver assistance to safely drive to the customer's destination, find a free parking spot and park at that location. I experienced that firsthand for 21 days. Insane. Um, okay, so find a parking spot. Our global fleet can collect the equivalent of 500 years of continuous driving data per day. And y'all think Waymo is gonna flip and win this race? No way, man. No way. Allowing us to safely deploy and scale capabilities that can handle the long and fat tail of corner cases across diverse geographies and driving environment. This is what Jensen said, guys. Jensen said clearly that we don't have access to the world, to all situations, to all scenarios, to every country. Well, guess what? Tesla does. So yes. There's no way there's competition for Tesla. No way. All right. AI inference compute. Development of our in-house custom designed AI5 and AI6 inference chips for autonomy progressed during the quarter, with production planned for 2027 2028 respectively. We are targeting a 50x improvement in performance for AI5 relative to wow, that's 50x improvement in performance for AI5. That's insane. Jeez. Relative to AI4, thanks to 10 times raw compute, 9 times memory capacity, and 5 times hardened block quantization and softmax function. The latter enabling efficient low precision computing without sacrificing model. That is insane. We have the little right here. Here's this is AI5 chip right here. Yeah, 5 times, 9 times more memory, 5 times hardened block quantization and softmax, 10 times raw compute, and 50x total improvement over that. 50x. That's insane. Wow. Automotive and other software. The Robotaxi iOS app no longer has a wait list in the areas we serve. Yes. Our vehicles keep getting better with our over-the-air updates, including Grok, an AI companion, which now supports navigation commands, which is awesome, allowing users to find, add, and edit navigation destinations hands-free. Tesla Photo Booth, which enables users to take photos in their car and download or share via the Tesla mobile app. Supercharger safe site maps, which display supercharger layouts, nearby businesses, and live availability details. Automatic HOV lane routing based on interior camera occupancy. Jeez. Detection, phone left behind, chime, and SpaceX ISS docking simulator game. I love it, bro. This is okay. Now we're getting there. Services. Last one, guys. Before we get into the big stuff. All right, bear with me. Okay. So, Robotaxi. This is cumulative paid Robotaxi miles. Wow. So paid. They've already done nearly 700,000 in paid Robotaxi miles. Oh, no way. Planned Robotaxi coverage. Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, Miami, Orlando, Tampa, all happening this first half of 2026. Wow. Ramping unsupervised. Amazing. This is what I want to read. We gotta read this part because this part should be important, and I think it is. We're talking about the reason. We're talking about my thesis here. Why I went flipping all in on this bad boy. All right, Robotaxi. We began testing driverless Robotaxi in Austin in December and began removing the safety monitor from customer rides in January on a limited basis, which will unlock further expansion of our Robotaxi fleet and coverage area in the Austin metro. Our Bay Area ride-hailing service began serving the San Jose airport in October, with plans to expand to other major airports in the Bay Area upon receiving required permitting. So, to be announced. FSA Supervised. We launched FSA Supervised in South Korea where customers drove over 1 million kilometers using the software in just 1 month. While we continue to pursue regulatory approval in China and Europe, we began offering ride-along experiences to customers in Italy, Germany, France, and Switzerland, which is very smart from them. Monthly subscriptions to FSD Supervise continue to grow sequentially and more than doubled in 2025. Starting this quarter, we are transitioning access to FSD to monthly subscription only as we began to sunset the upfront payment. Guys, just read this part. I'm gonna read this part again because this is insane. Monthly subscription to FSD Supervise continue to grow sequentially and more than doubled in 2025. More than doubled in 2025. If it doubled in 2025, it should easily double in 2026 and then some. That's all I'm trying to say. Insane. Okay, automotive services. Services and other gross profit of approximately $300 million was partly driven by part sales and supercharging. We now offer Tesla insurance in Florida, and we continue to expand our insurance product to new states. In certain states, customers receive a discount on their insurance premiums when using FSD Supervise, like Lemonade. Lemonade is giving a 50% discount, which is insane because the FSD is much more safer. Incredible. The more you drive with FSD Supervise enabled, the bigger discount is on your insurance premium, helping in certain cases to completely offset the monthly subscription cost for FSD Supervise. That is amazing. Let's see what the stock is doing. The stock is up 3%. Good. Sticking up. Valuation of about 1.5 trillion. Nice. All right, here we go. 12. Updates. Whoa, okay. Other updates. Everyone's typing to like a page 12, so I'm looking at it now. Let's see. Cool. Am I good? You guys are seeing I'm frozen, but I look pretty clean here. I look pretty good here. Okay. On January 16th, 2026, which was like 12 days ago, Tesla entered an agreement to invest approximately $2 billion to acquire shares of... Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yes. To acquire shares of Series E preferred stock of XAI. Yes. We finally did it. As part of their recent public disclosed financing round, Tesla's investment was made. Okay, hold on. Tesla's investment was made on market terms consistent with those previously agreed to by other investors in the financing round. As set forth in Master Plan Part 4, Tesla is building products and services that bring all AI into the physical world. Meanwhile, XAI is developing leading digital AI products and services, such as its large language model. I gotta tweet this, man. Dude, where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Bro. Okay. Oh, man, Tesla invested. Bro, this is good. Damn it. $2 billion into XAI. Bro. Yeah. That's crazy. I'm really happy actually. I can't yell because I have people sleeping in the other room, but hell yeah. Yes. We're gonna benefit so nicely from this, guys. It's not even funny. We're gonna benefit so nicely from this. $2 billion. Yes. Okay, let's continue. In that context, as part of Tesla's broader strategy under Master Plan Part 4, Tesla and XAI also enter into a framework agreement in connection with the investment, among other things. The framework agreement builds upon the existing relationship between Tesla and XAI by providing a framework for evaluating potential AI collaborations between the companies. Yeah. That's what you this is what the compensation did. The 2025 compensation that Elon gets a trillion once he brings up the thing up to 8.5 trillion. This right here. Dude is not holding back anymore. He's going balls to the walls with everything he's got. He's connecting all these guys. He's connecting all these guys. He's gonna own over 25% of Tesla, and he already has 42% of SpaceX. That's probably gonna come down to 39% because I do think that he's gonna sell that to pay off his Tesla gains after options because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to sell Tesla stock to lose his 25%, right? So he has power, he has control over these two companies. Amazing. I love it. I love it, man. I didn't finish reading here. Together, the investment and the related framework agreement and intended to enhance Tesla's ability to develop and deploy AI products and services into the physical world at scale. This investment is subject to customary regulatory conditions with the expectation to close in Q1 of 2026. So this fucking quarter. I love it. Bro, this is good. This is a better quarter than I expected. This is what I expect. What? This is crazy. This is crazy. All right, Outlook. Outlook. I love this. I love this, guys. Dude, smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys aren't a channel member, I don't know what you guys are doing. There's exclusive content coming, and it's why you're supporting me too. Guys, this is awesome. I love it. I flipping love it. I flipping love it. Volume. Outlook. Let's take a look at this. We are focused on maximizing maximum capacity utilization at our factories. Deliveries and deployments will be impacted by agreement demand for our products, supply chain readiness, and allocation decisions between sale to customers or use for our owned and operated fleet. Okay, we're just gonna scale. That's what it says here. Cash will manage. We will manage the businesses, businesses, such that we ensure a strong balance sheet, maintain sufficient liquidity to fund our product roadmap, long-term capacity expansion plans, including further vertical integration. You know what that means. You know what this means. Comment down the chats. What do you think this means? Please. You guys should know. If you guys are in Tesla space, you guys should know. But I want to know what you guys think. Comment. I want to see you guys comment. Yeah, that blocks the thing. But I want to see you guys comment. What does this part mean? If you guys can guess it. Yeah, if you guys can guess it. Let's see if you guys can guess it. What does including further vehicle integration mean? I'm waiting. You're right. You're right. That's it. That is it right there. They're doing it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna flip and do it. Terafab, they're gonna do it. And other expenses, of course. They have to write that. That's it. Profit. While we continue to execute on innovations to reduce the cost of manufacturing and operations, over time, we expect our hardware-related profits to be accompanied by an acceleration of AI, software, and fleet-based profits. We're talking about 60%, 80% gross profit margins. Yep, that's it. I will be updating my, well, I have it ready, but I'm going to update it, then make a video. 2030, 2032 stock price predictions and revenue profits. It looks insane. And this actually helped too. Q4 beat really helped that as well. Anyways, product. We continue to evolve and augment our product lineup with a focus on cost, scale, and future monetization opportunities via services powered by our AI software. We remain focused on growing our sales volume through a differentiated and efficiently managed product portfolio, which includes leveraging and optimizing our existing production capacity before building new factories and production lines. Cybercab to Semi Megapack 3 are on schedule for volume production starting in 2026. First generation production lines for Optimus are being installed in anticipation of volume production. Same thing as they say. So let's take a look at some photos and charts. Before I do that, we have 45 minutes until it starts. We start photo products. Okay, so let's see the Model Y. Guys, can I let you guys in for a secret? Let me just come here. Can I let you guys into a little secret? I haven't made this public, but I can't hold it in anymore. I have to tell you guys. All right, I'll continue with this, but I have to tell you guys. I just had an opportunity here in Kuwait to buy a Tesla. It's the Model Y 2025. Okay. The price is really good and everything. And I am extremely tempted to do it. There's only one barrier. If there's an accident that happens, it needs to go. There's a garage here. There's a garage here. Guys, I know you guys are saying yes and stuff. No, wait. There's a garage here in Kuwait that does fix EVs. But I'll be going and talking to them soon, because when you get into an accident with a Tesla, it's not a normal repair shop. You have to take it to Tesla because it's cameras, it's sensors, it's a different body kit, and I have to pay at least $2,000 to ship it to Dubai or another country that has Tesla service, and wait months for them to fix it, and then come back to Kuwait. I don't know what to do. And another fear I have is that what if the battery dies? What if the battery dies? What do I do? And here's the thing: it's a second hand, right? It's not brand new. It's a second hand. So it's already gone like 9-10,000 kilometers. So I don't think I'll have issue with the batteries. But there's a lot in Kuwait having a Tesla, because we don't have Teslas. They're not here, are not here. So I'm stuck. Tesla approved garages? No, they don't exist, bro. They don't exist. I'll add this here because now it's like they don't exist here. It's just we have to import the cars from neighboring GCC countries. That's my only thing. But I really want a Tesla, man. Spend money on shares, bro. I have a lot of shares. I have 1,500 shares. I love it, but I really want to drive a Tesla. I really want to drive a Tesla. So there's a lot of headache with it. Into an accident, what do I do? There's no Tesla approved mechanics here to fix it, garage and fix it. I don't know. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm very, very, very tempted to pull the trigger. And it's this model right here. So I haven't made this public until now, but that's what's going on. I'll be seeing the car tomorrow. So I want to, see how that is. I mean, man, God, and it's a rear wheel. So, I don't need the fastest car or anything like that. I mean, they're all fast, but I don't know. I really want one. You only live once, do it. I know, but the headache, that's what I care about. The headache. Anyways, we'll talk about this more later. Let's continue with this. All right. The call, you guys are saying the call is going to happen in 40 minutes. All right, let's go. Model 3, cool, large family car, okay. Supervised, FSD version 14, unparalleled driver assist. Yep, nice. Driverless robotaxi testing in Austin. Cybercab, cold weather testing in Alaska. Perfect time to test it too. Nice. Tesla Semi with the Model Y light bar, which looks much better than the original one. Nice. Mega charger network plant sites. Wow, look at all this. Sheesh. Good stuff. 9th million. Wow, that's nice. 9 millionth vehicle produced. Wow, man. First when the Model Y came out, I didn't like the looks of it, but it really grew on me. 9 millionth. Amazing. Shout out to you guys. Good stuff. Gigafactory Nevada, 6 millionth drive unit produced. Wow. Nice. Good stuff. Key metrics, deliveries. Keeping stable. Operating cash, revenue. Okay. And adjusted EBITDA's sticking a little bit slightly less than last quarter, but doing all right. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have key metrics here as well. Yeah. Okay. None of this, guys. None of this is gonna matter. None of this is gonna matter when robo taxis hit the fleet. When they start expanding. This will just look. This will look like a flat line. All right. Cool. 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 We have okay. Key metrics year over year financial summary. Cool. Revenue gets a positive and negative. Tesla Tesla quarterly revenue decreased 3% year over year to 24.9 billion. Year over year revenue was impacted by the following items. Negatives: decrease in vehicle deliveries. Lower regulatory credit. Positive: growth in energy and storage. Well, holy jeez, that was a loud thunder. That was a loud thunder. Are we still live? We're still live. Jeez, I don't know if you guys can hear that. That is terrifying. That was crazy. Jeez. All right. Back to what I, back to okay, we're good here. We're good. Back to what I was doing. Okay. That was terrifying. That was loud, bro. Okay. Um, growth in services and other positive effects impacts. Foreign exchange 300 billion. Positive impact actually. Nice. Growth in other automotive accelerator sales, partly driven by an increase in FSC subscriptions. Oh yeah, I love that. Higher vehicle average selling price. Yep. Inclusive of mix impact. Yeah, could you imagine? That'd be insane. Profitability. Our quarterly operating income decreased 11% year over year to 1.4 billion, resulting in a 5% operating margin. Year over year operating income was primarily impacted by the following items. Here are the negatives: increase in SBC. What was SBC? You guys know what SBC is. Common chats. Uh, God, I know what this is, but I forgot the name. And restructuring other charges, increasing in operating expenses, Excel, SBC restructuring, and other driven by AI and R&D projects and selling general and administration costs. Higher average costs per vehicle due to lower fixed cost absorption for certain models and an increase in tariffs. Makes sense. Decrease in vehicle deliveries, lower regulatory credit revenue, higher vehicle average gross profit due to mix and pricing impacts. Um, yes, thank you, Herb. Stock-based compensation. That's what it was. Yeah, thank you. Um, growth in generation and storage gross profit, growth in services and other gross profits, and growth in other automotive accelerate sales, partly driven by an increase in FSC subscriptions. Yeah, that's good. Cash quarter and cash equivalents and investments was 44.1 billion. The sequential increase of 2.4 billion was primarily the result of positive free cash flow. Good stuff. Now, financial statements. I want to know why we had that massive non-GAAP income. Let's see what this was. Um, diluted. Okay, basic. Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Let me see. Actually, before I do that, let me see the energy. Energy generation 3.8. Yeah, I was expecting 3.8. Good stuff. And let's pull up the flipping. Let me just pull up the calculator here. 3.8 subtract total energy generation 2739. Okay, yeah, 1 billion, 1.06 billion. That's a market 27.6% of gross profits. Okay, nice. Still a record. Research development. Okay, cool. Income tax. What was the? What was it? What was income? Expense. Okay, no. So nothing here. Where is the stock-based compensation? I want to see how much it was paid. 600. Yeah, there we go. 682 million. There we go. That makes more sense. Why? Actually, no. Yeah, 682 million. That makes sense. So that's why. That's why. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I mean, I'm surprised to see this. I mean, it was a good beat, surprising for everybody. But man, there's a lot of good stuff in this report that I really like. What's the stock right now? The stock is just staying flat at 2.9%, which is good stuff. We have until when? We have half an hour until we start the earnings call. But that's amazing, guys. This is nice. This is a lot of good stuff. I like the direction they're going towards in terms of the earnings. I like the fact that they are adding the FSC subscriptions here. Where was it? Right here. I really love this. This is what I want to see. This is what I've been asking for years now, and they're finally doing it because it's time. I really like that a lot. We have there's other things. There robotics here. Talking about robotics. This is really good. This is really good. I love to see the cybercap tooling, semi tooling. I love this stuff. I love this forward stuff. This is a new chart. This is an insane chart. This is an insane chart. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna post this on flippin' X because that's how insane it is. I know it's a bit thing. Here we go. Cool. Let me go ahead and save this. Wow, this is such an insane chart. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and add it. You guys can see my stuff. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. This is an insane chart. I mean, what else can I say about that, right? It is an insane chart. It's a crazy chart, right? This is also a crazy chart. Look how insane AI4 version 14 is doing. Robotics supervised. I love the fact there's a whole page to it, and I love this chart too. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 new cities, guys. 7 new cities. 7 new cities. Get ready for that. But this, oh my God, this gave me orgasm. This was great. You know, approximately 2 billion to buy XAI. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. This is the best news ever. This is the best news ever. This is the best news ever. I love this news. Like, you have no idea how disappointed I was when we couldn't get this. But now the fact that we're getting it, I love it. Speechless on that. And the rest of the stuff was cool. The rest of the stuff wasn't yeah, the rest of the stuff wasn't really. I mean, the rest of the stuff was good. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on X. I'll show you guys now. Before I do that, I do want to go over some stuff. 1 minute. Let me see something. Come on. Just looking at other windows right now. Sorry guys, just give me a second. Cool. All right, I think we're ready. Cool. Yeah, so let's see what you guys are talking about, because I like that. Let's FN go. Let's go solutions. Love it. Seems so much better than thought. So much better, bro. So much better. This is insane. We have when will Elon come out and speak in half an hour? Okay, let's see. Jimmy Wang, Tesla stock climbs on Q4 earnings beat. Optimus bot on track. Year end. Yep, everything's on track. That's why it's also very bullish. We've got, let's see, in the year 2 billion in XAI. That's really good. So that means in Q1 earnings, for Q1 reports, we'll see a decrease in cash unless they do really good in Q1. But I think Q1 is going to be a much worse quarter than Q4, of course. So we may see a decrease in cash because of this 2 billion to XAI. But that's fine. We'll get our investment book 10x easily from this. So I'm okay with that. There's a huge beat. Tesla's Q4 gross margin came in better than expected. Yeah, 21.1%, which was really good. I need to buy more Tesla. I am going to sell my house, sell my dog, sell my wife to buy Tesla. That's insane. Bill Gates, not financial advice, bro, but I mean, long term, we can't go wrong with Tesla. Bill Gates is crying hard, sitting on a toilet, wiping his ass, crying his number one short of Tesla, also losing billions a year trying to make Waymo survive. RIP. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. Waymo, seeing what Tesla's doing, I just don't see Waymo doing it. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, Waymo, we just saw like the recent video of it going doing some weird things. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. That's just my thought. I don't know how they're gonna compete. I really don't know how they're going to compete, right? 2 billion to XAI only means no merger with SpaceX, which is, yeah, you don't want a merger with SpaceX. Can make Tesla pay for buying. Why merge when SpaceX can make Tesla pay for buying? Not really. No. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I see, well, IPO, of course, is going to hurt Tesla investors, Tesla stock, but that's the time to buy if you're smart. But I don't think, why merge when SpaceX can make Tesla pay for buying? No, no. Tesla investing in XAI is actually a really good investment. We missed out on, I think it was 200x. Tesla XAI was only worth maybe 20 million. Now it's worth like what, 200 billion or something. So just imagine that growth. It's insane. My boy, Pejjy, I'm in Toronto for Jay's game in June. Let's grab a coffee. I'm not too sure I'll be in Toronto in June. I'm not too sure about that. So let's see. If you're, I mean, the Jays game, so you're probably there for maybe a week max. I don't know. Maybe I'll be there for July, August, September, as I usually go. But let's see. Let's see. Jimmy Wang, you laugh, 100. You laugh, but it's literally, but it is literally what I did 3 years ago. Laugh about what? What did I laugh on? What did I laugh on? Um, once in a lifetime to get into Tesla. Now the opportunity of this window is closing soon. Don't miss out, folks. Congratulate to you when you do invest. Yes, sir. When stock split was 200. When stock was 200. Oh yeah, I bought so much sub 200. I think I bought now 30 to 40% of my entire shares sub 200. I love it. Waymo opened the way for more Teslas. Exactly. Yes, Fab. Look at the manipulation on the price action. There's no guarantee during the speech, and after that, it keeps raging. Well, if he says the right stuff, man, we could see a good raging, as you put it. We could see it. I don't think this is manipulation. I mean, I don't know. All this stuff, short-term stuff, I don't really care about. But sheesh. I think this surprised everybody, even the Wall Street analysts. So, yeah. Hi, Pejjy. Love your data and the energy you bring. Have you considered collabing with James from IA, Sabur Mama, or Herbert Ong? They've live right now and having a great back and forth. Oh, well, that's a good question. Maybe in the future I would do that. Maybe in the future, definitely in the future I would do that. I would have them. But the problem is with that is that, you just listen to other people talking, right? I love it. And I could be in there, but yeah, no, I want to focus on the report. The report is what I really care about. And I want to have a full understanding of it. That's what I want. Being in the same den with them, yes, there'll be really good ideas and stuff, but I don't think I can speak what I want to speak out. You know what I want to say? Maybe 1 quarter I'll go with them. It seems like fun. I'm trying to get 1 or 2 guys here on these live chats, on this live stream. But for the meantime, I like to go solo for some time. Yeah. At what price do you expect Tesla stock to split again, and at what rate? Yeah, when Tesla goes above 800 bucks per share, I expect Tesla getting ready to do a stock split. Anything above that, it's gonna be a stock split easily. The higher the stock split, the more bullish, because then they see that there's more growth coming, like how Nvidia did it, like how Amazon did it, 20 for one, and Chipotle did 50 for one, which is insane, right? So I think this could happen if things are going correctly, maybe end of this year, but I'm thinking 2027 is the year we'll probably get hit around the $1,000 per share. Not financial advice, but that's what I think. Sid, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support, man. I love you. Thank you for all you do. Congrats, Tesla investors. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, during these times, it does get hard when January hit for some reason. The bears started to come out. Now they're going back to their mom's basement. But yeah, no, I love this stuff. I really love this stuff. Um, yeah, I just love Tesla. I actually bought a whole bunch. I have the anniversary thing right here. I don't have space to put it. But yeah, I'm a proud Tesla investor, and I don't have enough share. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, Sid. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Love you. Pej, any thoughts on bringing semi into your videos? It's heating up. It is heating up. It is heating up. Yeah. Let me know how you guys want me to lay out the videos, because I do Elon Musk updates, I do analysis updates, I do some car updates here and there, but I focus more on robotaxi and FSD, because that's why I'm all in it, and that's what I care about the most. But if you guys want me to talk about like the semis and the other stuff, I can do podcasts on those. I can bring those guys on, and I can update you guys on that as well. I just love talking about Tesla. I mean, I could continue. If you guys join the Saturday Spaces, I know I used to live stream it here, but then it keeps failing for some reason. But if you guys join every Saturday, I keep rambling on. I can't stop talking about Tesla. I have to stop myself, otherwise, yeah. Do it all, and Pejjy we trust. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will. I'll definitely do it, Gravity Guy. Definitely Gravity Guy. Love that name. Love that name. So we have 23 minutes until we start. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. So how do you guys feel? Comment. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Let me know how you guys feel. What do you guys how do you guys feel about this earnings? I mean, for me, the beat really surprised me, but overall, I like what I read in this report. I like the fact that we have active FSC subscriptions, the fact that XAI was being invested by Tesla. We're seeing a lot more data, the things that really matter in the future come up, more predictions, better for us, better for me to even predict. I really love this stuff. I'm really glad. I'm really glad that they did this. Really glad that they did this. Like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. Makes me feel like 2026 is the year Tesla has a chance to double the stock price. It could, but don't get your feelings into it, guys. Q1 is not going to be a good quarter. Like that's I'm expecting maybe below 400,000 vehicle deliveries. I hope I'm wrong, but Q1 is always a weak quarter. Instead, we should focus on the energy growth. We should focus on the robotaxi expansion, and of course, look at the FSC take rate. And Optimus is just, Optimus is good. We'll see some Optimus stuff, but we'll see. Yes, I'm about to jump into my hot tub in Calgary with the girlfriend. Bro, do it, man. Do it. You're gonna plug the numbers into your chart. Yes, I'm gonna plug these numbers into my chart and make a video for tomorrow going over all this stuff. This is amazing. I love it. 550 to 600 by year end March. My price target is 700 end of this year. So let's see. Seems like we're finally going to break out of this chop. Maybe. Where's the stock? Maybe. But again, don't get your emotions into it. When the stock goes up and it's green, don't say 500 is on the way, even though I think it is. But don't say based on your feelings. look at the progress of it. And of course, looking at what Tesla's doing, if they continue the robotaxi expansion and they start doing the emphasis, continue doing the emphasis, subscription take rate higher, whatever. Yeah, absolutely. But this Q4 was a surprise. EPS, because of stock-based compensation, if it was lower, it would have been a miss, guys. We gotta talk. That's the reality of this. It would have been a miss. It would have been a miss. It wasn't, but it would have been. Any idea when Elon will turn up today and speak? So he'll be coming on in, where is it? 20 minutes now. And we'll talk and we'll see. We'll see. We're finally going to break out of this chop. You're so excited. You're so excited, Jimmy. I love it. I love it. Let's see, man. Let's see. Q1, if Q1 is a better quarter than we all expect, then I can easily see over 500. But if it's like what we all expect it to be, it's like 1 a.m. here now. Mid 450s. Mid 450s, mid 475s. That's where I expect it to be. But we're all in it for the long term, guys, right? Right? I mean, we're not here for the short term. So that's good stuff. Let's see what's going on X. I know there's a lot of guys are doing a lot of analysis. This chart is insane, right? This chart is insane. Yeah, this is big news. Yes. Gonna go ahead and repost them. This is good stuff. Let's see. Tesla cumulative net income since IPO. Oh, I love this chart so much. Just look at this. This is what's going to happen with This is what's going to happen with Tesla's profits once robotaxi is ready to go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's what's going to happen. More vertical for sure. More vertical for sure. Yeah, this is the big news. Tesla earnings so far looks like I was spot on my prediction. Nice. Good stuff. Galley, Tesla. Yep. Everyone's hyped about the 2 billion. Yep. Tesla robotaxi since inception. Revenue since inception. Nice. I love James Sabian's charts. Love it. I'll probably bring him for a podcast. I think he'll bring a lot of good stuff, value into it. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Tesla generate 1.4 billion free cash flow after invest. Oh no. So this is after investing in Q. Oh yeah, nice. Tesla generate 1.4 income after investing. There we go. So never mind. Q1 earnings. Backtrack what I said that we're gonna see lower cash flow. That's not gonna happen because that's included. I think I missed that part, but that's included. That's good stuff. Nice. What just happened? Q4 shares. Yep, we have Tesla here talking about it. Good stuff. Everybody was missed, which is hilarious in terms of the estimation. Tesla is gaining after hours, beat on EPS margin. 2025 marked a critical. Oh, that's a lot of. Whoa! I'm not reading all that. That's too much, man. All right, we know you're bullish. You're good. All right, done. That's too much to read, man. Breaking Tesla invest. Yeah, okay, that's the big news right there. Let's see. Okay, we have the results here. Good stuff. Yeah, this is all we talked about. This is all we know. We already know this stuff. Tesla likely going up tomorrow, in part of because FSD appears ready to break out. My testing shows it made measurable progress over the past 3 months. As evidence in the company's confidence in FSD, they gave out the growth in FSD subs, excluding free, for the first time. Subs up 38% year over year. That's faster than equivalent deliveries up 20%. Yep, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. Oh my God, this Iran stuff, man. I really hope. I mean, I'm Persian, right? I can't really comment too much because I am in this region. If they do, I'll disappear too. So I'm not gonna do that. But I really hope what we're all hoping for. So yeah. Open source, okay. Okay, total revenue, yeah, from Roland as well. Let me just say space, much better, easier to go through. Whoa. Insane chart. Yeah. Oh, here's a chart that I wanted to see. I saw it. So check this out, guys. You guys don't want to miss this one. Recalculation for my 2025 Q4 non-GAAP earnings estimate 1 million actual. Yeah, look at that. That's good. That's good. All right, what are y'all saying here in the chats? 725 is your price target. Yeah, good stuff. Looking forward to Robotaxi incoming guidance if possible today. Yes, I'm looking forward to that too, Thomas. Looking forward to that too as well, big time. Elon clutch us in the call or not? Nah, he will. We need an Optimus version 3 reveal that's coming this quarter. When is the call? I think less than 20 minutes. What number do you expect us to go to? End of this year, 700. That's my number. I got a bounce, Pejj. Love what you do. Keep it up. Love you, bro. Love you, man. Thank you. Say hi to your cat for me. All right. So let's go to this chart right here. We have 15 minutes before we start, guys. I'm going to go ahead and sometimes it turn this on much earlier than they do. I'm going to keep this here. All right. In the meantime, where is it? There's my thing. Good. All right. Good stuff. I love it. 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 Oh, what else do we have here? Man. I have to say this. This Tesla Q4 earnings report is okay, maybe not. Is fire. Come on. Love it. I love it. Yeah, much better than I expected. That's much higher than I expected. Yeah. I need more Tesla stock. That's all I need. That is all I need. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, hit subscribe. Or if you guys haven't smashed that like button and you haven't hit subscribe, what are y'all doing? Come on, man. Support your boy. Smash that like button. But wow, this was good. Much better than I expected. Much better than I expected. There is a podcast coming out where a technical analysis is looking at all this stuff. Very credible guy. I already mentioned this earlier in this podcast, but I'm going to mention it again here. It'll be for members only first, and then it would be for the public. It'll be for members only first, I think tomorrow or the day after at the latest. So he has some. He was right. He was right on his bottoming and his top, and now twice insane. Now he says interesting numbers for 2026. So get ready for that. That's coming. That's coming this weekend or before the weekend if you guys are a YouTube member or an ex-subscriber. Either or. It was a really good podcast. Really good podcast. Oh my God. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Going into this quarter, I was a little bit down, but this is great. This is great. I love it. This is fantastic. Fantastic. And look, stock's going up almost 4%, almost 4%. This is amazing. It's amazing. So, how do you guys feel? What do you guys saying in the chats? Let me go visit you guys in the chats right now. There you guys are. Yes, 700. That's right, bro. Bro, I'm a sis. Oh, you're a sis. Thank you, sister. Love it. Fab, bullish. Absolutely bullish. Love it. Absolutely love it, man. Absolutely flippin' love it. Sheesh. Sheesh. Where is it? How long until the earnings call? About 11 minutes. About 11 minutes until then. Optimistic. Good. I love it. I absolutely love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Stock to the moon. Indeed, stock to the moon. And it's going higher. Look, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say, beat, boy. It's been beat. 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 I love it. Ross Grover is crying right now. Same with Gary Black. Into the 460s tomorrow. Let's see. Let's see. What do you predict by end of 2026? 700. I made a video about that, my breakdown on that. But I came up with 700. PE looked high, but I think we can see 700 by end of this year. Not financial advice, but that's my price target for this year. Man, what do you think the price will be after conference? What are your take profits, bro? I'm not selling the stock until at least 2030. It could 5x. Well, but 10x is maybe I'll sell some stuff, but I'm not selling it, bro. I'm not selling it. Imagine those who sold in 200s when they were buying back in. There's many of them. Yeah, those guys are never going to be good investors, but there's many of them. I don't think we will see below 400 again. Well, here's the thing. That's a really interesting statement because Elon bought stock at 396. So I don't see it going below that. That's a very strong resistance. He needs to sell stock in order for it to go below that, because now everybody says that if the stock goes below 400, I'm gonna buy because that's what Elon bought at. That's the psychology. That's what the thinking is. So seeing anything below 400 is an absolute steal. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. How many shares do you think someone should have to become a millionaire? Should I make another video of that? I did make that video earlier last year. Um, earlier last year, how much shares you need now to become a millionaire. All depends on thing, but I'll have to make an update on that because I changed the way how I model my thing. Because now we have monthly subscriptions, not one-time fees. So that changes everything. Not everything, but changes the scale of it. For the better actually. Pejjy, my man, good times ahead indeed. Gary Black, 300 would be my guess. The lowest? Some would agree with you. But something bad has to happen in the market for it to happen. Gary's sad. He did it for the meme. Love it. So here's what I think was going to happen for the earnings call. He's going to be happy. He's going to be in a good mood. And the stock's going to go higher. That's what I think. Everything in the report, everything's on time. Everything's are coming. He's going to, elaborate that. And that's going to be good for the stock. Unless one question comes and he says, maybe delayed. They don't want to hear the word delayed. If they hear the word delayed in anything, the stock can go red. We can lose this gain, the 3% we're seeing here. We can lose that. We could. Last time we will. We could. I've been holding Tesla since 2018. I'm getting the same 2018 vibes all over again, right before Model 3 became profitable. Bro, robotaxis and FSD is much bigger than that. Wait until that happens. But yeah, I get your vibe. That's a very good vibe. Up 69 to 420. Yeah. If Trump attacks Iran, maybe that would be a good time to buy. Maybe. I don't think if. I think that's a when. Yeah. And I'm in the region, right? I'm not too far away from Iran. I'm like literally almost borders with them. It's pretty tense in the Middle East right now. I'm not gonna lie. Did they show revenue from robotaxi? No, but they showed paid. I should probably take a look at that again. Where was that? Where was it? Let me see. This one right here. Cumulative paid robotaxi miles. Nearly 750,000 miles. Maybe I can work with this. Maybe I can figure out how much they charge per mile. You got me thinking here. Brad, you got me thinking here pretty nicely. Let me go to media for a second. No, it's under post. I posted it. I have to go find it. Anyways, I'll have to go find it. But I think I can break this down. Where is it? I think I can break this down to see how much money they've made. Let me see if I can find it. I think I saved it somewhere on my PC or something. Let me see. Oh my God, I have to go back so long. Wow. Where is it? No. I have to go find it. I have to go find it. Yeah. I think they charge how much per mile? If you guys can chat, if you guys can give me the chat, how much do they charge per mile? Um, uh, I think they charge about $1 per mile, if I'm not mistaken, while Uber and them charge $7 to $8 per mile. So if they do 600,000, so that's what, $600 million at least. I don't know the cost. That's insane. Anyways, I have to look into it. I have to see it. $500 quickly. 450, 447. Stock going up after. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. I gotta do some quick testing, guys. I don't know if you guys, if you, not yet. We got 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes until the starts. I gotta see this. I gotta see something. Hi from Sweden. We just got FSD supervised testing confirmed here. It's happening. I know. I know. I saw that news. Shout out to um, Alexander for going after this heavily. Shout out to him. Awesome. Love it. Hey, Pejjy, do you sell covered calls on your shares? I don't. I don't have the time to sit to do covered calls. I do not. I do not. Um, okay, we've got 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Okay, good stuff. Earnings about to start. Sorry, autocorrect. Yes, Pejjy. Yes, that's the right one. Yes. Goated. Yes, Fab. Love it. Around 1.2, 1.4 per mile, so like 85,000. So there we go. There's your answer to that question right there. 650,000 miles. They probably made gross profits, right? Not net profits, gross profits. We don't know the expenses on this, right? $845 million. $1,000. 840, which is nothing, right? This needs to be scaled up to, you know, hundreds of millions to see some massive numbers, you know. So, but you guys can see the exponential growth on that. It's insane. It's insane. You know, like it's crazy. You could be making bank on leaps like a serious amount. The thing is, someone needs to teach me this, right? I don't, and I run businesses, right? So I'm more focused on that. In fact, in 2 weeks' time, it's Ramadan here in the Middle East, and I'm gonna be busy for I'll be working 18 hours a day. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna make videos, to be honest with you guys. I'll probably do live sessions, quick live sessions, or quick mobile videos. But I have no idea how I'm going to make these videos for at least 2 weeks, and then I'll be back. And this happened last year and the year after that, so it's not a problem. But I love making videos, man. If I retire, this is my job, making videos and stuff like that, and going live and doing it more heavily. Right now, it's more of a part-time thing. But yeah, I love it. Hear the can you hear that? Let me know if you guys can hear the song in the background. You guys can't hear that, right? I can hear it, but I don't know why it doesn't do that. It's weird. So hold on a second. Let me check. Let me. Okay, I'm gonna remove this for a second. Sorry, guys. All right. It's just they're just playing music right now just to get things. So let me set this up right now. Share. Oh, that's why, because it's been turned off. Let's turn it on, man. Let's turn this bad boy on, because now I can share the screen and stuff like that. All right, there we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Okay, let me see. Let me know. Let me know. All right, cool. I think you guys can hear that, right? Yeah, you guys can hear that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good, good, good. You guys can hear that. That means I can flip flop between these two and show you guys what the stock price. Maybe I can do this actually. Good. And I can go for this one right here. There we go. I can see the stock price. Oh, what is this? I can't do that. No problem. What we can do is this. I can go full screen on this, and then just ping pong between this. And then just ping pong between. Yeah, cool. The sound's still there. I can ping pong between what the stock price could be. Cool. We figured it out. Done. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm gonna go ahead and just mute it, or at least keep it up a little bit. So if I hear Elon talking or them talking, we're ready. So yeah, leaps. Yeah, no, I don't do this. Someone needs to teach me all this stuff. All right, guys, I'm pumped for this. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and become a channel member, man. So you're supporting me, right? And there's exclusive stuff coming. All right, anyways, let's see. I ordered a Model Y Performance coming in March. I'm getting it wrapped in stained black. I also own a Model 3 and I love Tesla. Hope it stained black. What does that look like? Let's go take a look at that right now. Stained black car. Let's see. Ooh, bro, that's sexy, man. Dude, that is, oh, it's like matte black, but it's more black. I guess that's why they call it stained black. That's a nice black. That is stealth black. Sheesh. Okay, cool. That's good stuff, man. I love it. Stock price, bro, it's 4%, 450. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I love it. All right, Thomas. I still cover calls on Tesla monthly on 0.9 Delta, 30 days out. Never had my shares call away. See, you're making bank. I'm just here holding stock. Yes, good. Yes, in here. I want to 700. I think that's going to happen. I hate Mark Carney. Oh my God, Mark Carney. Do you think a stock split to buy? Do you think a stock split or buybacks might be happening in the next couple of years? I think only if Tesla needs to raise capital, which doesn't seem. Look, stock split can happen end of this year, early as this year, or latest next year. That's my opinion. I have my bet on next year. I think Tesla can do. What's it called? Come, Pejjy. What happened? I just had a brain fart. Tesla can do. Tesla stock can do a stock split next year. My money's on that. Let's see. All right, cool. So that's my bet on it. What do you guys think? Let me know. Will Elon announce share buyback and expand Robotech to other cities? Expand Robotech to other cities? Yes. But Elon announced share buyback? No. They need the money. As we saw in the report, Terafab is happening. Not happening, but they're hinting on it. So they will do that. But buybacks won't happen until they're making bank, until they're making a lot of money. I'll tell you that. Days are short, though. Yes. What kind of businesses do you run? Always want to know what you do for a living. So I am making a separate video for members only on what I do for a living. Oh, it just started. Okay, it just started. Q&A webcast. Here we go.
My name is Travis Axelrod, Head of Investor Relations, and I'm joined today by Elon Musk, Vaibhav Taneja, and a number of other executives. Our Q4 results were announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue. Before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, Travis. So we've updated the Tesla mission to amazing abundance. And this is intended to send a message of optimism about the future. I think we're most likely headed to an exciting, amazing era of abundance. And I think with the advent or with the continued growth of AI and robotics, I think we actually are headed to a future of universal high income, not universal basic income, but universal high income. I mean, there's going to be a lot of change along the way, but that is what I see as the most likely outcome. So I think that it makes sense to update Tesla's mission to reflect that goal. And obviously along that way, we're going to keep improving safety, driving down the cost of goods, and getting people access to anything they need without compromise, and still making sure that the environment is great, nature is great, and people can have whatever they want, which seems like probably the best future. I'm open to other ideas, but that sounds like it sounds like if you could say what is the best future you could possibly imagine, I guess it would be that everyone can have whatever they want, including amazing medical care, but we still keep the beauty of nature and Earth. I think that's probably the best outcome. And we're seeing obviously the first steps along that way this year for Tesla. First major steps as we increase vehicle autonomy and begin to produce Optimus robots at scale. We're making very, very big investments. So this is going to be a very big CapEx year, as Vaibhav will get into. That is deliberate because we're making big investments for an epic future. So I think all these investments make a lot of sense. We'll continue to make sure that when we do spend capital, it is spent very efficiently. But it's a lot of things. Major investments in batteries and the entire supply chain of batteries. So we're also going to be significant manufacturers of solar cells, and we're making massive investments in AI chips. So, but I think these all make a ton of strategic sense, and then I guess I have like one, it's not exactly bad news, but it's time to basically bring the Model S and X programs to an end with an honorable discharge, because we're really moving into a future that is based on autonomy, and so if you're interested in buying a Model S and X, now would be the time to order it, because we expect to wind down S and X production in next quarter, and basically stop production of Model S and X next quarter. We'll obviously continue to support the Model S and X programs for as long as people have the vehicles, but we're going to take the Model S and X production space in our Fremont factory and convert that into an Optimus factory, which will, with the long-term goal of having 1 million units a year of Optimus robots in the current SX space in Fremont. So that is it's slightly sad, but it is time to bring the SX programs to an end and shift really. It's part of our overall shift to an autonomous future. As my profile picture on X said for a few months there, the future is autonomous. So let's say with respect to full self-driving and robotaxi, people are obviously following with very close attention the progress of FSD, and you can experience it for yourself. If you've got a Tesla, you notice with every software update, the car gets better and better at autonomy, and we're we're able to do our first rides with no safety monitor in the car in Austin. These are paid rides, so these are just sort of randomly selected paid rides with no safety monitor, and we're, I think maybe as of maybe yesterday or so, we actually don't even have a chase car or anything like that. So these are just cars with no people in them, and no one's following the car in Austin. So we obviously are being very cautious about this because we want to have we want to have no injuries or serious accidents along the way. So I think it makes sense to be very cautious, but you'll see the amount of autonomy increase dramatically, I think, every month, essentially. So, and then there will also be an opportunity, something we've talked about for a long time, for existing owners of Teslas to add or subtract their cost to the fleet, kind of like how Airbnb works, where you can add or subtract your house to the Airbnb inventory. And I think probably the value of the Tesla, the sort of partial people adding or subtracting their cost to Tesla autonomous fleet is probably a little underweighted by a lot of people, because we've got millions of cars with AI4 that can do this. So, it's that it might potentially, I think it will provide an opportunity for a lot of customers to earn more by lending their car to the fleet than their lease cost to Tesla. Which is kind of like you get in that scenario, you basically get paid to own a Tesla. It's quite a good scenario. And we expect to have fully autonomous vehicles in probably, I don't know, somewhere between a quarter and half of the United States by the end of the year, pending regulatory approval. A big factor would be if there's some kind of federal preemption for autonomous vehicles. In the absence of that, you kind of have to go on a city by city or state by state basis. But nonetheless, we even if it is city by city, state by state, we expect to be in, I don't know, dozens of major cities by the end of the year. With respect to energy, the Tesla energy team has done incredible work, and the growth rate on that is continuing to be very strong, and we're building more manufacturing capacity, and expect that and energy will have very high growth for really as far into the future as we can imagine. The solar opportunity is underestimated. We think the best way to add significant capability to the grid is, or not to the grid, let's say it's powering AI data centers, is solar and batteries on Earth and solar in space. So that's why we're going to work towards getting 100 gigawatts a year of solar cell production, integrating across the entire supply chain from raw materials all the way to finished solar panels. Maybe a bit more about Optimus. We'll probably unveil Optimus 3 in a few months, and I think it's going to be quite surprising to people. It's an incredibly capable robot, and as I mentioned, we are replacing the SX line in Fremont with a million unit per year line of Optimus. Now, because it is a completely new supply chain, there's really nothing from the existing supply chain that exists in Optimus. Everything is designed from physics first principles. So that means the normal S-curve of manufacturing ramp will be longer for Optimus than it is for products that have at least some portion of an existing supply chain. Like when everything's new, the production rate will be proportionate to the least lucky, least confident part of the entire supply chain. And if there's 10,000 things that need to go right, it's, it only takes one to be slow to lag that. But so it will be sort of a stretched out S-curve, but I'm confident that we'll get to 1 million units a year in Fremont of Optimus 3. And this Optimus really will be a general purpose robot that can learn by observing human behavior. So you can like demonstrate a task or literally verbally describe a task or show it a task, even show it a video, and it will be able to do that task. So it's going to be a very capable robot. I think long-term Optimus will have a very significant impact on the US GDP. Like it will actually move the needle on US GDP significantly. So in conclusion, there's still obviously many who doubt our ambitions for creating amazing abundance, but we're confident it can be done, and that we're making the right moves technologically to ensure that it does. And Tesla's obviously never been a company to shy away from solving some of the hardest problems. It's I think that's kind of how you build value in a company, is you solve hard problems. It's like, I don't know how you create value by solving easy problems. So there's a lot of hard problems that the Tesla team is going to solve, but it's an incredibly talented, hardworking team. And I'd like to thank actually everyone at Tesla for their incredible hard work. And it's an honor to work with such a talented group. So thank you to everyone who is supporting this mission. The future is more exciting than you can imagine.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Elon. And next we have some remarks from Vaibhav. Go ahead.
Thanks, Travis. So Q4-25 was an interesting quarter in a couple of respects. On the autos front, while in Q3 we saw a surge in US demand before the IRA consumer credit cliff, pulling in some demand from Q4. In other parts of the world, we saw increase in demand leading to record deliveries in smaller countries like Malaysia, Norway, Poland, Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan, while continued strength in the rest of APAC and EMEA. We therefore ended 2025 with a bigger backlog than in recent years. Note that none of these countries have the latest version of FSD supervised available yet. On the storage front, we hit yet another record in terms of deployments. I would like to thank our customers and Tesla in continuing this momentum. On the automotive margins front, automotive margins excluding credits improved sequentially from 15.4% to 17.9%. The automotive gross profit was flat sequentially despite 16% lower deliveries, primarily due to regional mix as we had proportionately more deliveries in APAC and EMEA. As we look to 2026, with the progress that has been made with autonomy, our focus is on ramping production at all our factories. Our biggest constraint globally continues to be on the battery pack front. While our teams have been creative in trying to resolve the situation by now putting 4680 cells in non-structural packs, we continue to iterate, improving things from here on. FSD adoption continued to improve in the quarter, reaching nearly 1.1 million paid customers globally. Of these, nearly 70% were upfront purchases. It is important to note that beginning this quarter, we are transitioning fully to a subscription-based model for FSD. Therefore, net additions to this figure will primarily be via subscription model and in the short term will impact automotive margins. On the energy front, we achieved yet another record in terms of gross profit for the quarter and ended the year with nearly $12.8 billion in revenue, a 26.6% year-over-year growth. This was the result of high deployments in all regions and continued strength and demand for both Megapack and Powerwall. As we look at 2026, our backlog remains strong, well diversified globally, and we expect increasing deployments with the launch of Megapack 3 and Megablock. However, we expect margin compression from the increased low-cost competition, impacts to market from policy uncertainty, and the cost of tariffs. Services and others margin declined from 10.5% to 8.8%, primarily from higher employee-related costs for service centers as we start preparing for the ramp in activity from the growth in the fleet size. We did see a momentum in margin we did see an improvement in margin from our supercharging business, which is included within services and other. Additionally, note that our robotaxi business related costs, while not material, are also included within this. Given that we're still in the early phase of our fleet deployment and are still doing a lot of validation testing, the revenue and cost per mile metrics are not meaningful to discuss at the moment. Then on total gross margin front, we ended the quarter with over 20.1%, something which we haven't achieved over the last 2 years. This improvement came despite the impact of lower fixed cost absorption and the impact of tariffs, which were in excess of $500 million in Q4. Operating expenses increased sequentially, primarily from increased stock-based compensation for employees, and as we started recording charges for one operational milestone under our 2025 CEO Performance Award that was deemed to be probable over the award term. Additionally, our spend on AI-related initiatives and new products like Cybercab, Semi, Optimus, and Megapack, etc., continues to be on elevated levels, and we expect this trend to continue for the full year 2026. Net income was negatively impacted from mark-to-market charges on a Bitcoin holding, which depreciated 23% as compared to the last quarter, and the unfavorable impact of FX, primarily from our large intercompany borrowings. On the free cash flow front, we ended up at $1.4 billion. We did end up CapEx being slightly below our previous guidance of $9 billion. But as Elon already mentioned, this year is going to be a huge investment year from a CapEx perspective. And at the moment, we're expecting that CapEx would be in excess of $20 billion. We'll be paying for 6 factories, namely the refinery, LFP factory, Cybercab, Semi, a new mega factory, the Optimus factory. On top of it, we'll also be spending money for building our AI compute infrastructure, and we'll continue investing in our existing factories to build more capacity. And then, also the related infrastructure along with it. And we'll also further expand our fleet of robotaxi and Optimus. While this may seem a lot, we believe this is the right strategy to position the company for the next era. And we'll make such investments, as Elon mentioned, in a very capital-efficient manner. Note that this does not include potential investments in solar cell manufacturing or our Terafab, as we're still in early phase, and we plan to provide an update in future quarters. We're starting not the next chapter, but a new book on the progression of this company. 2026 year would be when all of this began. While at times it feels daunting, it is going to be the most exciting change in Tesla's history, and we could not have even dreamed of embarking on this journey without the support of our customers and our investors. Thanks for again showing the confidence in us, and let's get ready for a future of amazing abundance. Thanks.
Great. Thank you very much, Vaibhav. Now we're going to head over to investor questions. As always, we will start with questions from say.com. The first question is, today there are approximately 90 million cars sold globally each year. Does Tesla have a view, based on its robotaxi ambition, what this number will be in 5 or 10 years? And how does this impact Tesla's EV strategy to have more models?
Yeah, thanks, Travis. As Elon said, the future is autonomous, and obviously autonomy and Cybercab are going to change the global market size and mix quite significantly. I think that's quite obvious. General transportation is going to be better served by autonomy, as it will be safer and cheaper. And over 90% of vehicle miles traveled are with 2 or less passengers now, which is why we designed Cybercab that way. In this new autonomous market, we at Tesla have the advantage of efficiency, cost, and manufacturing at scale that really no one else has. And we've built that over the last decades. And we believe that that segment that we are creating will grow millions year over year.
Just to add to what Lars said there, it's what the point that Lars made, which is that 90% of miles driven are with 1 or 2 passengers, or one or 2 occupants, essentially, is a very important one, because that implies that the Cybercab, which is a dedicated, two-seater dedicated robotaxi. It's a little confusing with the terms robotaxi and Cybercab. Sorry about the confusion, but and in fact, in some states, we're not allowed to use the word cab or taxi, so it's going to get even more strange. It's going to be like cyber vehicle or something, cyber car. But the Cybercab, which is a specific vehicle model that we're making, does not have a steering wheel or pedals. So this is clearly, there's no, there's no fallback mechanism here. It's like this car either drives itself or it does not drive. And we expect to start production in April. As always, it's an S curve of the production rate is an S curve. So it starts off very slowly and then grows exponentially. Then you hit the linear, and then ultimately, it asymptotes at whatever your target volume is. So, but we would expect over time to make far more Cybercabs than all of our other vehicles combined. Given that 90% of distance driven or distance traveled, exactly, no longer driving, is one or two people. I think it's like 80% is just one. So it would mean that long-term Cybercab would make several times more Cybercabs per year than all of our other vehicles combined.
Great. Thank you so much. The next question, a bit related, are there still plans to launch new models to address different price segments and vehicle types, which could materially expand the TAM for Tesla?
Yeah, to further on what we were just talking about, we've launched our least expensive models ever over the last few months and are continuing to expand those models globally. And over the last decade, we have continually brought down the cost of our vehicles without sacrificing range, performance, or premiumness. And we'll continue to do that, as Vaibhav said, investing in our factories. But these are all trade-offs of where we spend our time or money. And to Elon's point just now, with Cybercab coming, we are aiming to bring that Tesla premium ride experience to our largest market yet. That could be 5 or 10 times our current levels of production. This new autonomous market, you have to start thinking about us as moving to providing transportation as a service more than the total addressable market for the purchased vehicles alone. Of course, we do have plans to have robotaxis in various shapes and sizes, but obviously Cybercab will be the grand majority of that volume.
Yeah, the vast majority of miles traveled will be autonomous in the future. I would say probably less than, I'm just guessing, but probably less than 5% of miles driven will be where somebody's actually driving the car themselves in the future, maybe as low as 1%.
Great. The next question is, historically, Tesla has spoken about gross margin per model. Are there standalone gross margin targets for the current models, excluding the benefits for FSD sales?
We've talked about this with the previous two questions, but transportation, as we know, is changing. And I think we cannot keep applying the same framework from a car sales model to the future, what we are trying to do. So it has to be looked at it more holistically. Autonomy software will be the driver for growth from now on. And as we aim to maximize the global fleet, we have been laser focused on COGS from our side to make sure, because that is something which we manage. So we will keep focusing on that, but I think we need to look at it from a different dimension.
Yeah, like this Cybercab, the whole design of Cybercab was to optimize the fully considered cost per mile of autonomous driving. And it's a different design problem than if you're trying to design cars for people who will be driving versus being driven. So Cybercab is like I said, super optimized for minimum cost per mile and also for a much higher duty cycle. So it would expect Cybercab to be used, probably 50 or 60 hours a week instead of the 10 or 11 hours a week that a driven vehicle is used. So typically people might drive their car for an hour and a half a day on average. So it's like 10 hours per week out of 168. But I think an autonomous vehicle is likely to be used probably 5 times as often, which means that you need to design the vehicle for a much more wear and tear per unit of time, and much more resilience. It's more like a commercial truck that's in continuous operation or close to continuous operation is how you design an autonomous vehicle. And so we will have larger vehicles in the Cybercab in the future that are designed for full autonomy. And we've actually shown pictures of this, and in fact have shown prototypes. So this is not exactly a secret. In fact, we've given people rides in them. So, we're not keeping this hiding this light under a bushel here. It's like we're literally saying what we're going to do and have said what we're going to do for a while. I think long term we would really the only vehicles that we'll make will be autonomous vehicles, with the exception of the next generation Roadster, which we're hoping to debut in April. Hopefully, it's going to be something out of this world.
Fantastic. The next question we unfortunately have to skip because it's not related to Tesla, and we would like to remind folks who use the Say platform to please focus these questions on Tesla. So with that in mind, we're going to move on to the next question, which is, what is the current bottleneck to increased robotaxi deployment and personal use unsupervised FSD? The safety and performance of the most recent models. Is it the safety and performance of the most recent models, or is it people to monitor the robotaxis in car or remotely, or is there some other blocker? I don't know, Ashok, if you want to kick off on this one.
Yeah, we have scaled the robotaxi service that's available to customers over the last year in order to just learn the scaling problems without having to wait for the unsupervised. Basically, two goals. One is learn as much as possible from the fleet with the safety monitors, and secondly, be laser focused with the engineering team to solve the unsupervised FSD problem. I think we did both. By the end of last year, we had a long tail of issues that we were able to churn through, and then in the last couple of weeks, we had started our unsupervised robotaxi service to public customers in Austin. I think some customers took rides last week, and also the service continues today without any rear car or something like that. Separately, we did scale the fleet size in the Bay Area and in Austin, and through that we learned issues with charging and other issues that we would have seen once we scale the unsupervised fleet. So both are happening in parallel. A variant of the software that's used for the robotaxi service was shipped to customers with V14, and customers saw a huge jump in performance, a lot of happy feedback from customers. And since then, we have improved the software significantly as well. And customers will continue to see with their own software releases that the software is so good that they're screaming to remove the driver monitoring software because they're bored inside the car too much.
Adding to that a little bit with what Ashok said about learning about our charging and service needs. We're using our vast network of charging and service centers that really only Tesla has in this space to jumpstart our infrastructure build-out needs to get ahead of robotaxi and autonomous vehicle demand. And we expect that because of this network, we are the only company capable of scaling at the rate that is needed for the tsunami of autonomy that is coming.
Yeah.
Great. Moving on to the next question. After the unveil of the Cybertruck, Elon stated that if it didn't sell well, Tesla would build a more conventional looking pickup. How practical would it be to create this new design on the Cybertruck architecture, and could it be conveniently built on the existing production lines?
Actually, in its segment, Cybertruck continues to be a leader and is selling more than any other electric truck out there, while our competition continues to pull back. But to the question itself, from a line standpoint, we always design our lines to be super flexible. We built 3 and Y on the same line. We built S and X on the same line still, showing that we can do that. The Cybertruck line was designed in the same way and is one of our most fully ready for autonomy platforms.
Yeah. We will transition the Cybertruck line to just a fully autonomous line. And there's obviously market there for cargo delivery, like you say, like localized cargo delivery within a city, within a few hundred miles, something like that. There's a lot of cargo that needs to move locally within a city, and an autonomous Cybertruck could be very useful for that.
Great. Moving on to the next question. Regarding Optimus, could you share the current number of units deployed in Tesla factories and actively performing production tasks? What specific roles or operations are they handling, and how has their integration impacted factory efficiency or output?
Yeah, I mean, we're still very much at the early stages of Optimus. It's an R&D, still in the R&D phase. We have had Optimus do some basic tasks in the factory, but as we iterate on new versions of Optimus, we deprecate the old versions, and so it's not I wouldn't say it's like it's not in usage in our factories in a material way. It's more so that the robot can learn. We wouldn't expect to have any kind of significant Optimus production volume until probably the end of this year.
Great.
Adding to it, like Optimus Gen 3 is an awesome robot that
it is awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome robot that minimizes any differences. Like it's basically, it looks like a human. People could be easily confused that it's a human. And this helps our strategy for the AI too, because you can learn from how humans do these tasks, and it's very easy to teach the robot to do in the same way as opposed to previous robots.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one thing I should say, is there's a lot of news of various companies announcing layoffs and whatnot, but at our Tesla factory in Fremont, we actually expect to increase headcount over time, and to significantly increase output from our factories. So we don't have any layoff plans. We expect to actually increase headcount.
Great. The next question, similar to the other autonomy questions, but slightly different. When is FSD going to be 100% unsupervised?
Well, it is 100% unsupervised, and FSD is 100% unsupervised. I mean, we obviously have cars operating with no one in them and no safety monitor and no follow car or anything like that in Austin right now. For customers, we're being just very cautious with the rollout. I mean, with each successive version, as we prove it out, and we make sure that there are no sort of unique issues in particular cities, because sometimes you get some very difficult intersection, and it'll be an intersection where a lot of humans have accidents. By the way, there's some pretty nutty intersections where there a lot of humans make mistakes and have accidents in various cities. So we want to make sure that FSD can handle those unusual intersections. Like if you take LA, for example, where Wilshire and Santa Monica combine is like there's about 20 traffic lights, and people are constantly having accidents there. So you want to make sure that FSD can handle unique things in a particular city. And we're also just being paranoid about safety. But with each successful release of FSD, we will reduce the amount of driver monitoring that's needed proportionate to the safety of the FSD build.
Great. As it relates to robotaxi, what has surprised you about the rollout so far? We've talked about what's constrained the fleet expansion to date, but it appears there are 200 vehicles based on public tracking. Is that something that we can confirm?
I wouldn't say there's anything that really surprised us because we are a large fleet. We had all the metrics, so there was not sort of a surprise. It was just continued work to grind down on the long tail of issues, and that's what enabled us to launch the unsupervised service in Austin.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of robotaxi vehicles carrying paid customers, I think we're well over 500 at this point between the Bay Area and Austin.
There's varying amounts of like vehicles depending on the load, but you can have like more vehicles during like peak times and then like fewer vehicles in the off hours.
Yeah. This will probably double every month type of thing. It's on an exponential curve.
I mean, one other thing people forget that, we've been deliberate on all this in the sense that we have the supporting infrastructure already been in place, whether it's service centers, charging. Yes, we'll have to augment as the fleet grows, depending upon the density of where the demand is and whatnot. But it's not something like we just stumbled upon it and we're starting to. We've been at it for years. Yes, not every city is designed the same way. Same thing, our infrastructure is also not the same in every city, but you have to give us credit that it's been a journey. And like Lars said, if there's some company which can do it, we've already been at it, so we should be able to deliver much better.
Great. The next question is about chase cars, which we already covered. So moving on to the last question. Elon, you've been spending significant personal time on Tesla's chip design.
Yeah.
What was the forcing function behind this increased involvement? And do you think external chip sales will represent a significant portion of Tesla's valuation by the end of the decade?
Well, I mean, I tend to spend time on whatever the most critical issue is for the company, and completing the AI5 chip design and having it be a great chip is arguably the number one most critical thing to get done, which is why I'm spending more time on that than currently anything else at Tesla. Spend pretty much every Saturday on this and a chunk of every Tuesday. So it's like if I'm spending my Saturdays on something, it's going to be something pretty important. I do think AI5 will be a very good chip, and I feel quite confident about the design at this point. And then AI6, which will follow that, it'll be aspirationally would follow that in under a year, will be yet another big leap beyond AI5. So I feel pretty good about our chip strategy right now. But in terms of selling it outside of Tesla, we first need to make sure we have enough chips for all of our vehicle production and all of our Optimus production, and then we will actually use the AI5 chips in our data centers. We already use the AI4 chips in our data centers. So when we do training, it's a combination of the AI4 chips and NVIDIA hardware primarily that we do training with. So, but you say by the end of the decade, I mean, that's like things are changing so fast that it's hard to imagine like what happens at the end of the decade. I mean, we might. I mean, when I look ahead at say what's the limiting factor for Tesla growth, if you go say 3 or 4 years out, I think it actually is chip production. Is there enough AI logic and enough AI and enough memory, enough RAM for our volume? And right now, I see that as being the thing that probably limits our growth in 3 or 4 years, which would imply that we're not selling chips outside of Tesla because we need them. And in fact, I think I think it's going to make sense, and this is definitely going to be a sort of a controversial thing, but I think Tesla needs to build a terafab. I mentioned this at the shareholder meeting, but even when we look at the output of the best case output of all of our key suppliers, and I'd say even they're beyond suppliers, they're like strategic partners like Samsung, TSMC, and Micron. And we say like, what's the most you could possibly make? Then it's not enough. So I think in order to remove the constraint, the probable constraint in 3 or 4 years, we're going to have to build a Tesla Terafab, a very big fab that includes logic, memory, and packaging domestically. And that's actually also going to be very important to ensure that we are protected against any geopolitical risks. I think people may be underweighting some of the geopolitical risks that are going to be a major factor in a few years. So now, a lot of people are like, will say like, that's crazy. Fabs are really hard. I'm like, yes, I know fabs are really hard. I don't think they're easy. But
we do hard things.
We do a lot of hard things. We didn't used to have car factories. We didn't used to have battery cell factories or lithium refineries or mega pack factories or all these other things. We figured it out. So I think it's I think if we don't do the Tesla Terafab, we're going to be limited by supplier output of chips, and I think maybe memory is an even bigger limiter than AI logic. So for example, we have chip supply deals with TSMC in Arizona and Samsung in Texas, but currently there are no advanced memory fabs at scale in the United States. There are zero, literally zero. Hopefully, Micron will have something going in a few years because they're all headquartered in Idaho, where they make a lot of potato chips, and we need to make computer chips too. Anyway, we're working with our strategic partners on the chip front, memory and logic, but I think we got to also try our hand at building a large scale fab that integrates logic, memory, and packaging. And if we don't do that, we're just going to be fundamentally limited by supply chain, especially if there's some if in a worst case geopolitical situation, it would be quite a severe situation. So I think it would be, quite frankly, it'd be crazy not to try the Terafab. So yeah,
great.
We'll have a bigger announcement on this in the future.
Awesome. With that, we're going to move on to analyst questions. The first analyst is Emmanuel from Wolfe Research. Emmanuel, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Great, thank you so much. It's Emmanuel Rosner from Wolfe Research. My first question is on the CapEx. You signal a pretty large increase to over $20 billion for this year. Was hoping to better understand where the investments are going. Any way to dimension for us which of the product line or technologies account for the bulk of the increase? And also, do you view this as like one time in nature, 2026, or I guess how much of this is an ongoing level of high spending for a number of years? And then just finally, still on that, with that level of spending, you're going to be burning cash. How should we think about your cash balance or any other way to finance this?
Yeah, so Emmanuel, I tried to put this in my opening remarks too, but I'll try and go a little bit deeper. There's about 6 factories which we are starting production in this year. So there's a lot of cash CapEx which is going into that. Then as we are trying to scale Optimus, we need a lot more compute. So we're putting more money towards compute as well. And
So
then
for training.
for training.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be spending money to expand the capacity at at existing factories. On top of it, we're just keep in mind that none of these numbers which I shared of 20 billion factors in anything to do with the solar fab or the semiconductor chip fab. Those would be, as Elon mentioned, would come later on. And you think your second part of your question was, is this one-off or would we expect more? I think we're getting into this investment phase because we have big aspirations. And when you look at it, some of these aspirations are, I call them as infrastructure play, especially if you have to do a chip fab and we have to do a cell manufacturing fab. Those are infrastructure plays. And that funding takes a little bit longer. And you would be in an investment cycle for a little bit longer. Initially, third part of your question was, how are we going to fund it? Initially, obviously, we have over 44 billion of cash and investments on the books. So we'll use our internal resources, but there are ways where we can fund it, especially when we look at the robotaxi fleet, because, anytime you have a consistent stream of cash flow, you can go and get money from the banks. And we have had conversations with banks about it. And that is something how we're going to do it. And then on the infrastructure play side, yeah, like I said, we don't have a number yet, but given that it's an infrastructure play, it's a longer tail, we will have to look at a little bit more in terms of how we fund it, whether it's through more debt or other means.
Great. Our next question comes from Andrew from Morgan Stanley. Andrew, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Great. Thanks so much for taking the question. I just want to start on the DXAI investment that you guys announced today. You talked about there being some collaboration, between the companies. So I'm just hoping to get more information, or if you're hoping that you could shed more light on what that looks like, and maybe how the work XAI is doing can be leveraged at Tesla and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at the disclosure, which we also put in there, we do talk about this is literally a furtherance of our Master Plan 4. And even today, if you look at Tesla vehicles, we are using Grok in there. And as we look at things, whether we can do it ourselves, yes, there are a lot of things which we can do ourselves. But if there are things which XAI can help accelerate our progress, then why should we not do that? And that is the reason why we've gone ahead with such an investment, because this is part of the strategic initiative. Because as it is, if you remember, I talked about how many things which we're doing ourselves. If there are ways and means we can find efficient ways for others to help us, and XAI literally fits into that mold. So that's why we went ahead with it.
And we just had like a lot of investors ask us to do this. There was like a lot of investor Tesla shareholders said like we should invest in XAI. So that's like we're just doing what shareholders like asked us to do pretty much. But Grok will be I think very helpful in say maximizing the efficiency of the management of a large autonomous fleet. So I mean, if you've got an autonomous fleet that's in the future 10 million vehicles or tens of millions of vehicles, then optimizing the efficient use of that fleet, Grok will be I think way better than any heuristic solution or sort of manually managed solution. And if you say you're managing say a large team of Optimus robots to build a factory or build a refinery, and say a rare hypothetical this is a hypothetical example, a rare earth ore refinery, which we do desperately need in America. Then you say, well, what's going to organize the Optimus robots to build that ore refinery? That would you kind of need an orchestra conductor. And so then Grok would be kind of the orchestra conductor for the Optimus robots to build the hypothetically and rare. It might not be hypothetical in the future. I'm just saying it's not currently on our plans. But we do need a lot more ore refining capacity in the U.S. So then what's going to manage, let's say 1,000 Optimus robots to do?
You're on mute right now, so I'm not sure if you're trying to ask a follow-up question. Ready. We're going to move on to the next question, which is coming from Dan Levi at Barclays. Dan, please feel free.
Great. Thank you. Elon, you talked about some of the constraints on memory. Given the very tight supply, are there any near-term constraints on procuring memory? And if there are, to what extent could you look at modifying the functionality in the vehicle, similar to what you did in 21 when we saw shortages on MCUs? And maybe how are you thinking about bridging in the next few years?
Well, the Tesla AI is very compute efficient and very memory efficient. So I think one of the metrics one should consider for any given AI model is the intelligence per gigabyte, especially when you're constrained on RAM. Having an AI that has very high intelligence density per gigabyte. So you can say like for a given number of gigabytes, how much functionality can you get out of it? I actually think Tesla is ahead of the rest of the world in intelligence density of AI by an order of magnitude or more. This is going to sound like a pretty bold statement, but I kind of know what the intelligence efficiency of the big models are, like Grok, and like the honest and a bunch of the other models. And I Tesla's AI is in terms of its memory efficiency, I think more than an order of magnitude better. So that puts us in a pretty good position actually for scaling. And we actually do think that we do have a solution for logic and memory for, let's say, the next roughly 3 years. But if you start going beyond 3 years, and we look at the scaling plans and how many fabs are getting built, and especially if you factor in geopolitical uncertainty, there's always risk that maybe those chips don't arrive that people were expecting to arrive. So that's why I think we need to have more fab capacity in the U.S. Just in case chips don't stop arriving for any reason. But this is really existential for Tesla, because if Optimus is completely useless without an AI chip. It's not like at least the cars we can put steering wheels and pedals in or retrofit them if need be. But Optimus is just a mannequin without it's like the Tin Man or whatever from the Wizard of Oz. But even worse, at least the Tin Man could walk. Optimus won't even be able to, or just sit there without an AI chip. So we've got a good solution for a significant scale through, for the next roughly 3 years. Beyond that, we will be supplier limited, and so we've got to figure out some game plan to not be supplier limited.
Great. Our next question is going to come from George at Canaccord. George, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking my question. So there's been a surge of startups, particularly from China, entering the humanoid market, and wondering what the long-term competitive advantages that keep Tesla ahead are, and how, based on what you've seen, will Optimus fundamentally differ from these competitors? Thank you.
Well, I do think that by far the biggest competition for humanoid robots will be from China. China is incredibly good at scaling manufacturing, actually quite good at AI, as you can see from the open source, or not the open source, but the sort of, I guess some of them are open actually, but basically the models that China is distributing for free are actually quite good, and they keep getting better. So China is very good at AI, very good at manufacturing, and will definitely be the toughest competition for Tesla. To the best of our knowledge, we don't see any significant competitors outside of China, but China will definitely be tough competition. There's no two ways about it. I always think like people sort of outside of China kind of underestimate China. China's an ass kicker next level. So, I guess we're going to build. We think Optimus will be much more capable than any robot that we are aware of under development in China. So we think we'll be ahead in terms of the real world intelligence, the electromechanical dexterity, especially the hand design, which is by far the hardest thing in the robot. And in fact, I'd say there's really three hard things about humanoid robots. Building an incredible hand that has the same degrees of freedom and dexterity as a human hand is an incredibly difficult engineering challenge. Then there's the real world AI and scaling production. Those are the three hardest problems by far for humanoid robots. I think Tesla is the only company that actually has all three of those components. Yeah.
Great. And our last question is going to come from Colin at Oppenheimer. Colin, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Thanks so much. Guys, you talked a lot about the CapEx spend, but this is an incredibly ambitious technology development program that you're talking about. Can you talk a little bit about the R&D spend and how you're thinking about the synergies of the different components, particularly on the hardware side? If you think about batteries into chips, into memory, and the efficiency of the system, and what sort of advantages you think you'll end up getting out of some of these purpose-built devices that you'll end up integrating into multiple end markets.
Well, really, all we're trying to do is make sure that we can scale to very high volume with autonomous vehicles, with humanoid robots, and that we address geopolitical risk, which I think there's so many companies out there that are asleep at the switch with regard to geopolitical risk. They're or they just have their head in the sand and hope nothing bad will happen. I'm way more paranoid than that. I always think of Andy Grove's famous statement, "Only the paranoid survive." Why did he come up with that statement at Intel? Let's think. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that statement. So we're going to be paranoid and make sure that we can continue to build batteries and robots and AI chips no matter what happens. And companies that don't do that, a bunch of them will cease to exist.
Yeah, remember, all this comes out of necessity. It's not that we want to do it. It's just we have no choice.
Yeah, we built the most advanced lithium refinery in the world, by the way. It's not just, like our lithium refinery in Corpus Christi is not just a copy of what others have done. It's an entirely new process that is fundamentally more efficient and more advanced than anything else in the world. The same is true of our cathode refinery here in Austin. And we wish others would build this. Can other people please, for the love of God, help? In the name of all that is holy, can others please build this stuff?
It's not the first time you asked.
Exactly. This is not the first time you've said something like this.
Like, why do we have to build these things? Why can others not also please, can someone else build these things? It's very hard to build these things. And we build them out of desperation. Not because nobody else is building lithium refineries and cathode refineries. We're we're pretty much the not just the largest, but also the only lithium refinery and cathode refinery in America. Yeah, so we're making moves to make sure that no matter what happens, Tesla will prosper.
Great. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Q&A today. We really appreciate everyone's questions, and we look forward to talking to you next quarter. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
All right, cool.
Sheesh. Bro, that was insane. Okay, we've got a lot of interesting things to talk about. Wow. I was writing on X. If you guys are following me on X, I've been like making notes and writing it there. I will be using that for making tomorrow's video. But SNX, guys, being discontinued because of making the lineup for Optimus. Wow, that is crazy. The S Plaid was my first Tesla I've driven, and that was their aftermarket price is going to go up. Yes, capex is going to be high. 20 billion is what they're saying, which is more than I can check right here quickly. What was the capex? I'll just bring it up back here, bring it back on the stage. Capex. What was it for capex for this entire year? You can check right here. Capex. Okay, that's quarterly. Right? That's quarterly. Where's no, I don't think it shows here some. Oh, God, my mouse is crazy here. Okay, yeah. Wow. So capex was for year 2025 was 8.5 billion. So almost double of last year's. That's insane. But that's okay though, right? I mean, yeah, this may eat up on the cash flow. They need to probably build terafabs and stuff like that. That's why they need to ramp up the robotaxi so they can start making money that way, making more money that way. So far, the stock is up 2%. But yeah, capex being more vertically integrated, I don't mind that. Building today for a better tomorrow. This reminds me of Amazon big time. But interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. SNX, yeah. I wrote so much on X. It's not even funny. We can go one by them to see. Like, let me go ahead and just we good, and just okay. There we go. Much better. You guys can see better. So Elon begs for others to build lithium refinery. You guys just heard that. I want to buy Model S. Elon says Tesla AI is ahead in intelligence efficiency in order of magnitude, better than anything else out there. Elon, he says that Tesla needs to build a terafab and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll go through all these in tomorrow's video, and let me sleep on it for a day to see what's going on. But geez, what do you guys think about that? That's insane. That is insane on the things that they're doing. I love it. Oh man, sheesh. Anyways, I love you guys so much. It's like 3 a.m. here. What's the time here? Yeah, almost 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to work tomorrow. So I'll definitely make a video for tomorrow talking about this stuff. And it's going to be an interesting weekend. I'll be posting a lot of interesting stuff this weekend. So make sure you guys have subscribed. And if you guys haven't liked this, I don't know what you guys are doing. And become a channel member if you guys haven't. This earnings call was better than I expected. Earnings report was better than I expected. Earnings call was pretty dope. I really like that. But yeah, I need to get to bed. I am tired. I love you guys. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next flipping video. Let's go. Good night, guys. Bye.